Tigers jump on the loose football. Oh, Blake Griffin coughed it up as he...
Tiger fans are on their feet.
As they should be.
He pulls it in for the 25-yard touchdown. In Erie, Colorado, you are title town today. Tigers are on top by 2 scores. Hello and welcome into the Erie Tiger Network. We are live here in Broomfield at Elizabeth Kennedy Stadium for this 4A semifinal matchup between the Erie Tigers and the Broomfield Eagles. Brandon Bird here with you. Alongside me is Dylan Richardson. And, well, Dylan, we're looking out, and the Erie stands are already packed. We expect a full house for this game. We expect an exciting game. It's rivalry week in the college football ranks. Feels like it's rivalry week here as well.
Yeah, this is a weird game from a school standpoint. No school this week. I hope everybody listening had a great Thanksgiving. As always, we got football today. From a few people that I talked to, they're like, this is a big game for the Tigers. This is the toughest game that the Tigers have had since they played since they played Loveland. That was almost 2 months ago that happened. And this game right here today, this is for a chance to go to the state championship. Either of these teams, it'd be a big win for both of these teams.
Of course, Broomfield had some state championships in their arsenal back in the early 2000s. Tigers, they have not won a state championship since 1997. Trying to get back there again today. That would be back-to-back years. The Tigers also went in 2018. They went in 2008, I believe. So, can they go back here today? We have a pregame show kind of queued up, a little bit of a pared down one. No students to produce any content this week, but we were able to put some highlights together. So let's take a look at highlights from last week's Ponderosa game as the Tigers stormed all the way back to punch their ticket to today. 3rd and 8 here for Ponderosa. 3rd and goal, rather, from the 8. Striker in the pistol, takes a snap, rolls the pocket to his right, looks, fires, end zone caught, touchdown for Ponderosa. 2nd and goal from the 2 now for the Tigers. Again, Barnett under center. Takes a snap, QB sneak, left side, and he bulldozes his way across the goal line for the Tiger touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run. Blake Barnett was 6:05 remaining here in the first half. 1st and 10, Ponderosa quickly snaps. They have a man wide open in the middle of the field. This one's caught at the 45. It's a foot race, and no one's going to catch him. Touchdown for Carson Keach of 80 yards. And it was just a busted coverage by the Tigers on a little crossing post route, and Striker hit him in stride. Here, read option on 1st and 10. Striker is out on the edge, throws the fade route. End zone, bobbled. Is it caught for a touchdown or intercepted? They're going to call a touchdown. And that will be the end of the first half of play. Tigers, they've got some work to do. They trail a 25-8. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network. Late with some personnel. Striker gets the snap, throws on the middle, intercepted. Blake Barnett, he's at the 40, the 35, stretches it to the sideline, the 20. Barnett to the 10, dives for the pylon. Is he in? The official says he stepped out at the 3, and a huge interception for Blake Barnett, and the Tigers will have it 1st and goal at the 3. 2nd and goal from the 1. Tigers quickly to the line of scrimmage, showing that they're going to do the same. Barnett takes it and just runs it over the left side, sticks the arm out, puts the ball over the goal line, and scores a touchdown for the Tigers. And what a start in the second half. 9:56 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the Tigers strike first. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Barnett in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives it. That's Ronan Ward with it. Big hole across the 40. He has a foot race across the 30, the 20, and finally ridden out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Another big play. Ball between the hashes. 5:32 left to go here in the quarter. Barnett hands off. Ward sneaks through the hole into the end zone. Ronan Ward with an 11-yard touchdown run, and the Tigers are within a score. 3rd and 15. Ball spotted from the near hash. Striker, a quick pass. That one is to the original line of scrimmage, and the Tigers stop on first contact, and it's another punt coming here for Ponderosa. 3:35 remaining in the quarter, and they're going to send this one right back to Erie. Barnett in the shotgun. He's going to run it himself. Left side, makes one man miss. Up the sideline. He's got a head of speed. He's got one man to beat. Up to 40. High stepped and finally corralled out of bounds. Tried to maybe shimmy to the inside. It was defended well. He shoved him out at the 28, but a pickup there of 32 yards for Blake Barnett, and the Tigers are, well, they're cooking now. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Ponderosa 27. 2:44 left. Ball spotted far hash. Barnett takes the snap, throws the quick curl route. That's caught on the far side. Lettuce breaks the tackle. Up the sideline. 10-5 touchdown Tigers. Oh, they have come all the way back to take the lead with 2:36 left in the third quarter. Tigers with the lead on defense now. 1st and 10 here for Ponderosa. High snap. Striker pulls the ball down. Intercepted! Intercepted by the Tigers on a quick little pass play. I think that was Preston Terranova, and he just got wrapped up, or he might have taken that to the house for a pick six. Barnett in the shotgun, scans the field, sends a man in motion. That's Meredith. He's going to snap it, goes the opposite way as the motion man, tucks it toward the goal line, and bulldozes his way in for a Tiger touchdown, and they lead it by 2 scores with 1:08 left in the third quarter. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Barnett takes a snap, runs read, gives it to Ronan Ward, cuts it back to the right side, across midfield, squirts through a hole, across the 30, down to the 20-yard line, and Ronan Ward has been the straw that stirs the drink here in the second half. My goodness. Got to get to just inside the 16. There's the pass. Intercepted! Intercepted! Going the other way are the Tigers. It's Terranova. He's across the 30, across the 40, cuts back over midfield. Preston Terranova across the 30. One man to beat. He beats him. Oh, and they're blowing the play dead. They said he stepped out of bounds as Terranova collapses into the end zone. Oh, I didn't see it. I couldn't hear it. And all of a sudden you could see a couple people stop there, say that Preston stepped out around midfield. And 10 here for Ponderosa. High snap, scanning. Striker steps up, fires over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted! Braylon Tolliver to the 30. Nailed out of bounds at the 20, but another pick. It's the 4th of the half for the Tigers. Rarick in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off. Nice little hole there for Lusk, still on his feet, weaving through traffic, down to the 5, stays on his feet, leads it into the end zone for the exclamation point. Gavin Lusk, 15 yards, and the Tigers can taste it now, and how sweet it is. And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network, into the pregame show here. This broadcast, of course, is brought to you by Gin Realty. Gin Realty, proud sponsor of Erie Athletics. Gin's been an Erie resident and specialist since 2005. Contact Jen for all your local town real estate needs. And Tiger fans, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Media, like the Erie Tiger Media Facebook page. Check us out on Instagram, online at ErieTigerNetwork.com, or on TikTok as well. And if you'd like to support us, which we could definitely use your help, there's a couple links in the description. We did update those this week. You can support us on Patreon. Heck, you can support us for as little as $1 a month. In fact, I think we had someone do that this last week. Or you could go big. You can also donate directly, and that one would be a tax-free gift. The Patreon is not. But if you want to support the actual class program directly to the school, you can donate via the RevTrack link in the description as well. Well, you got to see the highlights last week from that crazy come-from-behind win against Ponderosa. We were still buzzing about it here in the pregame about just how quickly things turned. You looked up, there were 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and suddenly, after Erie was down 25-8, Dylan, they were leading by 2 scores. I don't know if I've ever seen an avalanche of a comeback that quickly.
Yeah, going into halftime, the Tigers, they look dead to rights going into the room. They come out of the room, they get that interception by Blake, and the feeling changes. You feel like the Tigers, they're kind of back in this game. They're within 2 scores. Then they get the 3 and out on the next drive, and all of a sudden they go down a score, and it's a 3-point game. And the turnaround in that game was incredible. Whatever Geiger said in the locker room, I said this live last week, something works. It worked well, and that's why the Tigers are here today.
Well, we are going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have everyone's favorite segment. It's Terrence's Corner.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility, and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Kicking off the season celebrating 35 years of serving our local community. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a do-it-yourself project. At Budget Home Supply, we value a more personal relationship with our customers. Hey, Ernest.
Hey, Vern.
Whether you have a project in your kitchen or bathroom, a new outside deck, or just some general home improvements, indoors or out, come on down to Budget Home Supply.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Bird, Dylan Richardson here with you on our pregame show. Well, it was Thanksgiving week, which means no students in the building, which means Preston's Corner, we went mobile again. And actually, that's Terrence's Corner. And after a big 2-interception week, I'm sure he was excited and was able to meet with a couple of his teammates. So here it is, Terrence's Corner.
Welcome back, Terrence's Corner. I do not know what episode we're on. I think 7. Who am I joined with by today? Who here with?
Lucas Booth. I'm a senior.
I'm Jackson Cowgill. I'm a junior.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good.
Thanksgiving was yesterday. What was your favorite part about Thanksgiving?
Eating all that food.
Yeah, family.
You like turkey or ham better?
I like turkey, personally.
Ham.
Oh, okay. All right. So tomorrow's a big day, semifinal game against Broomfield. So we lost to them earlier in the season. Now we get redemption. Does this game mean more now that we've getting a second chance to play them and avenge what happened earlier in the year?
100%, I think so. I mean, obviously it's fun to be the underdog, and I think we're a lot different of a team than we were back when we played them earlier in the season, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of good reforms compared to the team that we used to be, and I think that we're going to be a lot better team facing them this week.
What do you guys think changed from them, when we first played them to now? What has been the difference maker?
I think we've come together as a team a lot. We've made some changes with personnel, things that we're running as defense especially.
Jackson?
I think, I don't know. Stuff right now.
Okay, all right. We'll move on. So we're gonna have a couple questions. Instead of a would you rather today, the question is, who on the team would you let date your sister?
God. Oh, God.
Jace Onstead.
Okay. Why?
Very necessary.
Okay. Jackson?
It's that kind of a hot take, but I let Elijah Tulliver.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Who would you not let date your daughter though, or your sister, whatever? Who? Oh, Yogi?
Yeah.
What about you, Jackson?
I think either Yogi or Blake. Yeah.
Keep no love for QB1. You don't think you could date your daughter?
Nah, I don't trust him enough.
Oh, okay. All right. So, trivia question. We're gonna have a couple. First one, history question, kind of a history, geography. What's the capital of California?
Wow.
Capital of California. Is it like? Oh God. San Francisco?
Lucas, what do you think?
That's what I was gonna go with.
That's wrong. It's Sacramento.
Oh yeah. Knew it was a guess.
That was a good try, though. That was a good try. Since you both got it wrong, I'll give you another one here. Which states have more than one NFL team? I'll give you a hint. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7.
Texas, Pennsylvania, California,
Ohio.
New York.
Okay.
Did you say Pennsylvania already?
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, you said California. You're missing one. Like a big one. I think you might be missing 2.
Florida.
Yeah. There's one more.
I'm out.
Washington.
Did you say Maryland? Have you guys said Maryland yet?
No.
I thought Maryland was a city, honestly. I didn't even know. I didn't even know Maryland was a state. But all right, well, looks like neither of you won trivia question of the day. Hopefully, our friends at Worth Chiropractic got it right because they seem to be the only people that ever can get it right. So,
It's hard on the spot.
thank you guys for joining us. Good luck tomorrow, and have a good day.
And welcome back in Erie Tiger Network as the coin toss was just happened during that segment. Erie will receive. I don't know if they won the toss, but I think they'll receive anyways. That's the indication that I saw. Well, we are just a couple minutes away from this game. We'll try and carry the national anthem live here in stadium. Let's go ahead. And actually, it will be National Anthem time. The National Anthem is sponsored by Gilmore Voice Studio. Dr. Julian Gilmore provides private voice lessons for children and adults in her home studio in Erie. During lessons, you focus on stage presence, text analysis, and healthy vocal production. Now, here's the National Anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous
I believe that was a recording. I didn't see someone performing that, and we had a phone notification in the middle of that we thought that was in our headphones, and we realized, oh, they're probably playing that over the loudspeaker. So that's probably why you heard a phone notification yourself. In fact, they're playing it again. Anyways, if that national anthem was brought to you by Gilmore Voice Studio, head to gilmorevoicestudio.com for more information. Well, let's take a look at the 4A semifinal bracket. 2 games going on today. That's all we've got. Broomfield and Erie, Palmer Ridge and Loveland. Of course, Broomfield has come into this game 88-0 in their 2 games in the playoffs so far. The Tigers in their 3 games in the playoffs, 127 points that they've scored. They've only given up 42, but if Erie scores, it would be the first points that Broomfield has given up in the 2 playoff games that they have played.
Yeah, and coming into the playoffs, personally, I thought Broomfield's schedule was a little weak. They have shown the state that is not the case. They have dominated both games they've played, 42-0 over Windsor, then 46-0 over Heritage, and that's a big win for them.
Well, Erie will receive the football. We're really close. Dylan, what's Erie going to need to do today if they win?
Tigers are going to have to be really clean, no turnovers, and they're going to have to match scores of Broomfield. This Broomfield team is really strong defensively and offensively.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to run the ball at a tremendous clip today. No Trey Kana for the Tigers, so that will be something that they'll have to work around. Broomfield set to kick this one off. It'll be the Tigers wearing their white jerseys with the orange helmets. They'll be going right to left on your imagination. Broomfield kicking off left to right here. They're teed up. Ball at the 40. It's in the air, and we are underway in the 4A semifinal, and it'll be received in the end zone for a touchback.
And Tigers offense comes back onto the field, 35-0, outscoring Ponderosa in the second half of last game. They need to keep that going and score quickly on this drive.
Full stands here for this one, and Blake Barnett will come out. Ball between the hashes at the 20. He's got 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 up top, and I believe that is Lusk flanking him to his left. Takes the snap. He'll run read option, gives it to Lusk up the middle, and he powers his way forward for a gain of 5 yards on first down, and a decent run there on the little read option play. And Dylan, last week it seemed like Tigers had a tough time getting that going in the first half.
Yeah, and that was a play where Blake looked like he was maybe going to do read, but just gave it right to Lusk. Lusk powered through the center, picked up 5 yards. Good first play for the Tigers.
So 2nd down and 5 here for the Tigers. Ball at the 25. Barnett in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the right side. Takes the snap. Gives it again to Lusk up the middle. Gets hit near the line of scrimmage. Tries to push his way forward and ends up pushing his way for a gain of 2. And right away, that'll bring up 3rd and short here for the Tigers.
Yeah, and this is a big 3rd down for both teams. If Broomfield comes up with a 3 and out, that's a huge defensive stand. If the Tigers pick up a first down, they keep the drive moving. And 2 very similar looking plays to start the drive for the Tigers.
11 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter. 3rd and 2.5 here. Barnett in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Runs read again. Keeps it himself up the middle. Has some space. Has the first down and more. Out along the edge. Up the numbers on the near sideline. Across the 50. And finally trots out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A nice pickup there for Blake on 3rd and short.
Yeah, and Blake just perfectly read that play, got to the outside. Lusk ended up in front of him downfield blocking, and Blake just bounced to the outside, and that's a big first down.
About 26 yards or so on the carry. Now the Tigers have it in Broomfield territory. Barnett in the shotgun. 3 wide, 1 to the near side. Ball spotted at the near hash. Barnett takes the snap, runs read, gives it to Lusk, and he lurches his way forward, gets hit and cut down after a short gain, a gain of 1 for Lusk over the right side. That hole closed up rather quickly.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that we haven't seen any of Ronan Ward in this game. He was really good against Ponderosa, but Lusk has gotten a few yards to start this game.
2nd and 9 now for the Tigers. 2 wide to the near side. It's Meredith and Lettuce. Levine up top with Kogel, the tight end, on the right. Lusk flanking Barnett, takes a snap, quick pass to Meredith on the left side. It's a little bubble, has it, runs up the sideline across the 45, the 40, and then finally corralled out of bounds about a yard short of the first down. So an 8-yard pickup on the first pass play of the game from Barnett to Meredith, and that'll set up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and if you're the Tigers, probably close to 4-down territory, kind of in no man's land. And I think 2 plays here to pick up the first down.
Barnett in the shotgun quickly to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted at the near hash. 10-10 remaining in the first quarter. They'll check in with the sideline. It's Lusk and Barnett. Lusk to Barnett's right. Barnett now asking for the ball. Takes the snap, runs read, gives it to Lusk. Nice cut up the right side. Has a hole through the middle. Breaks a tackle. Had one man to beat and got tripped up as he crossed the 20 down to the 15. A nice little crafty run there for Lusk. A gain of 22 yards.
Yeah, and great play by Lusk to find the gap in the line, and Tigers all of a sudden in the red zone.
All right.
Looking to put up the first points against Broomfield in these playoffs.
Barnett in the shotgun now. Tigers doing a good job running the ball here on this first drive. 1st and 10 from the near hash. Ball spot at the 15. Read option. Barnett will keep it. He's gobbled up in the backfield, and he is dropped for a loss. Barnett kept it. There was nowhere to go, and Keeler made the tackle. He has 50 or 63 on the year, and he dropped Barnett for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, one of the few times that Barnett has just been stopped on the read option. Great job by Keeler, probably the best defensive player for Broomfield, and Tigers behind the sticks now.
2nd and 14 here for the Tigers. Ball spotted at the 19, in between the hashes. 2 wide to the near side, 1 up top here on this 2nd and long. Barnett gets the snap, runs the quick pass to Meredith. He's out on the edge, tried to make a man miss, shimmied across the 15, got past the original line of scrimmage down to about the 12-yard line. Decent pickup there on 2nd down. And a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and about 8.
Yeah, and in this game so far, Tigers have run 3 plays. They've run the read option, they've run the halfback dive, and then the near side bubble screen to Meredith. And they have put together some decent plays, but have to come up with 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 8 here for the Tigers. Ball spot on the near hash at the 12. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got 2 to the wide side of the field. Takes the snap. He's going to run it himself right up the middle on a quarterback-directed keeper, and he will pick up about 5 yards down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and Tigers are going to go for it here on 4th down. This is something we saw last week against Ponderosa. I know Bird likes this play a lot. And we're going to see what the Tigers are going to pull out with still Gavin Lusk in the backfield.
They have to get to the 6. The ball is spotted at the 8, or maybe the 5. That's all the way on the opposite side. So 4th and 3 here for the Tigers. Barnett in the shotgun with Lusk flanking him to his right. He's got Meredith and Lettuce to the far side. Now they'll readjust. Levine, the receiver, here on the near side. And that will be a delay of game. The back judge tossing the penalty, and that'll back Erie up, and we might see them send on the field goal team. Now that'll be 4th and 8. Oh, prior to the delay of game, the Tigers call a timeout. You may have just picked that up on our mic. So they do call a timeout before the delay, and a chance to think about it here on 4th and short.
Yeah, one thing, there are play clocks in this stadium, and the one where Blake is looking at isn't counting down second by second. It's skipping up a couple seconds. That might be why Tigers almost got called for delay of game there. And for a second, the 2 clocks weren't showing the same number, but this Tigers, if they're going to go for it here, this is a huge play after the timeout.
It's technology brought to you by, I was going to make a joke. I can't do that. All right, 4th and 3 here for the Tigers. They'll come back out here on offense, so they are going to try and go for this and get a first down. Ball spotted at the 8. Barnett in the shotgun. 7:32 remaining in this first quarter. Takes a snap, runs power over his left, puts the head down, churns the legs, turns backward. I think he has it. He does. He needed 3 yards. It was a direct QB keeper. Barnett plowed into the line, then just kept driving the legs and pulled himself all the way to the 4, a 4-yard pickup there on 4th and 3. And now the Tigers have it 1st and goal at the 4.
Yeah, and that's the play that the Tigers started to utilize last game, the quarterback keeper, and it worked there big, and the Tigers inside the 5 looking to punch the ball in.
So 1st and goal from the 4. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got 2 to the short side of the field. Ball spotted near hash. There's a snap. Give to Lusk. Right side. Spins out of a tackle. Backs his way. And maybe gets a yard is Lusk. That hole closed up fast, and he tried to kind of spin his way out of it. And now personnel changes coming on. 6:45 remaining in this first quarter. Ball spotted around the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and Lusk has done a good job bouncing out of tackles, being evasive, but hasn't gotten that big play yet.
So Barnett in the shotgun here on 2nd and goal. Takes the snap, runs read again, gives it to Lusk. Left side, dives through a hole. Touchdown, Tigers! Opening drive touchdown for Erie. 6:16 remaining, and the Tigers on top on a 3-yard run by Gavin Lusk. And what a beautiful opening drive that was for Erie.
Yeah, and the Tigers, last time they played Broomfield, went down the field, scored a touchdown with the running game. They use that in this game, and they take the lead with 6:16 left in the first.
So a nice long drive for the Tigers. Comes away in a touchdown. Had to convert there on 4th down. And now they'll set up the extra point as Harner out to kick this one. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is right down the middle. And with 6:16 left to go here in quarter number 1, the Tigers lead it 7-0.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties,
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
and a cider ranch.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Jeannie Hulse in Erie today. 3 yards, yeah. And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. 6:16 remaining here in quarter number 1. The Tigers with an opening drive touchdown to start things here against Broomfield. Now they will kick it off to the Eagles, and they'll do their patented little bunch dummy onside formation. Broomfield really crowding the line. We have seen them a couple weeks ago kick out of this formation, a deep kick. And they'll dummy that one. They'll back out, and they'll reset. And that draws jeers from every crowd that hates it. Every opposing crowd just absolutely hates it. I kind of lean into it, Tigers, for the rest of forever. Do that. There's the kick. This one high but short. It's going to be fielded at the 10. Tigers, the return man for the Eagles gets through. There's penalty flags flying. Tigers finally clean it up at the 40. That was Brenner on the return. It was a nice return, but there was a flag that flew in.
Yeah, and that was a weird kick. Maybe Caleb got a little bit under it. It popped up and just landed at the 10. I don't think that was the plan, and the Tigers' coverage didn't pick him up, but we're going to see what the penalty is.
We'll turn our referee mic up. And it's on Erie. No, it's not on Erie. Yes, it is. I don't know. We don't know. The one official started marching it off. Okay, so what they called was an illegal participation on Preston Terranova. They said that he stepped out of bounds and came back in, so that's a penalty. That's a 15-yarder. Holy cow. So Broomfield will start their first possession on the Tiger 45.
Yeah, and that's just a mental mistake if you're the Tigers.
LaCrue in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives it up the middle, and powering his way for 4 yards was Luke Francis on first down, and Broomfield will have a 2nd and 6.
And the Tigers' run defense needs to be strong in this game if they're going to win it. They have had a few good games in a row.
Yeah, that defense has come alive down the stretch here. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Ball spotted near the far hash. LaCrue in the shotgun. Dual wideouts here to the near side. Francis flanking LaCrue. Now Francis will motion in behind LaCrue. More of a pistol set, and LaCrue will actually look to the sideline. And for a second there, I thought with the way LaCrue is looking to the sideline, I kind of thought that it was going to be a trick play, and Coach Hubbard's going to have to call a timeout. So timeout Eagles with 5:22 remaining here in quarter number 1, and we'll stick right here. And Tiger fans, we'd like to remind you we'd love for you to partner with us. You can support us through some links in the description, and those always go a long way to helping the health of the Erie Tiger Network. And a huge thank you to all listeners who have been with us all season long, and over 244 of you at least listening in right now. And man, for an audio-only broadcast, we really do appreciate that. So here we go, 2nd and 6. Broomfield comes back out. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got one wide out to the near side, double H back, one to each side of the formation. LaCrue will send a man in motion. He will pitch it to the near side, cutting up the field, bowling over a Tiger. The ball popped loose. Tigers trying to get on it. I think a Broomfield Eagle did. They did. That will maybe mark them back about a yard shorter. It was about a yard short of the line to gain anyways. I think that was Cannon Juarez on the run, and then he fumbled. It was a pickup there of about 4, and now it's 3rd and 1. 3rd and a long one. LaCrue in the shotgun. Motions Juarez again. He'll hand it off on a little inside handoff, and a big hit is made, but easily getting the first down on a big hole there across the 30 down to the 26 on a nice about 10-yard pickup. There was Francis.
Yeah, and Broomfield is running these sets with 4 men in the backfield, and Tigers can't quite pick up who's going to get the ball out of the backfield maybe.
LaCrue in the shotgun. Francis flanking him to his left. Now he'll send a man in motion. Gets a snap, hands it off Francis, and the Tigers bottle him up about a yard past the line of scrimmage. I think they actually hit him in the backfield, and Francis slid off to his left and was able to pick up 2.
Yeah, and Broomfield's running game has been pretty strong so far. They've gotten some good plays, but they need to come up with a score to answer the Tigers' first drive score.
Broomfield on the year has rushed for over 2,600 yards. So potent ground game for sure. 2nd and 8, ball spot on the near hash, 3:48 left to go here in the first quarter. 3 wide now in the formation for the Eagles. LaCrue calling for the ball. Gets the chest high snap, looks quickly to his left, fires the quick out. That one is caught across the 20 toward the sideline. Tackle on the play made by Preston Terranova. And on 2nd and 8, they pick up 6 yards, and they'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, and this is another big 3rd down in this game. I feel like Broomfield would likely go for it on 4th down, but Tigers need to get a stop on 3rd down first.
3rd and 2 here for the Eagles. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide here in the formation to the top of the formation. Ball spotted on the near hash. He'll send a man in motion. LaCrue's going to take it himself. Left side, sinks through a hole. Big hole there for LaCrue. First down across the 10, and he's finally pelted down around the 7 or 8. And a good pickup there for Cole of about 11.
Yeah, and the first time that LaCrue has ran in this game, and good job by him finding the gap in the line, picking up the first down, and now Broomfield with a goal-to-go situation.
1st and goal from the 7. 2:44 remaining here in the first quarter. Tigers on top, 7-0 here on the road. LaCrue scans the defense. Ball spotted toward the near hash. Sends a man in motion. Pitches it to that man around the edge. Gets to the edge, and he's hit out of bounds as he crossed the 5 or got close to the 5. That was Juarez, the motion man, and he picks up 3 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, and Broomfield has been running these plays where they have wide receivers out on the edge to block, throw the pitch, and there's just not enough Tigers on that side, and they're getting plenty of yards.
Second and goal from the 4, 2:28 remaining. Ball spotted at the near hash. Tight formation for Broomfield. One receiver to the top of the formation. LaCruz sends a man in motion, catches it, hands off near side. Good hesitation, running in, untouched for a touchdown is Luke Francis from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are going to tie it up. 8-play drive for the Eagles, as that one took less than 4 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, and good job by Broomfield, punching it in, responding to the Tigers' touchdown. And this is a football game we got today.
It is a football game. Last week, that was crazy. I think we'll see something maybe a little more normal this week, as both teams coming out and the offense is producing here early. Broomfield will line up for the extra point. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up. Ooh, that hit the upright, but caromed in, and we're tied at 7. So all square at 7, 2:25 remaining. Quick timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Are you looking to buy or sell a new home? Jen McGurk, an experienced real estate agent serving Erie, Vista Ridge, and the surrounding Denver area. For years, Jen has assisted all types of buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. Give Jen a call today at 303-949-3331 or check out Jen Realty online at jenrealty.com.
Welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. 2:25 remaining here in the first quarter. A good one in this first quarter so far. Both teams taking the opening kickoff and driving it all the way down the field for an opening drive touchdown. And so Broomfield will send it back to Erie here on what is a beautiful day out here in Broomfield. End over end kick. This one going to be a little shorter. Taken by Ronan Ward, and he slipped twice. He tried to get going, and he just slipped at the 4-yard line. Remember that one, folks, because Tigers have to start from their own 4 as Ronan tried to get going fast, and he slipped not once but twice trying to get going there.
Yeah, and I don't know how to explain that one. That's just unlucky if you're the Tigers. If you're Broomfield, you take that all day, and now Erie's got to come up with a long drive.
Well, a long drive, but got to get that first down, because now you are backed way up. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide with Lusk. Barnett takes the snap, gives it to Lusk. A little counter read option, and Lusk kind of tripped as he got to the line of scrimmage. In fact, that's it. No gain on the play for Lusk. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And I don't know if it's just the spot on the field that's worn down, but no one can keep their footing right there.
Yeah, and Ward was in the slot on that play. First time we've seen him in this game. And Tigers need to get out of this 5-yard danger zone.
So 15 left on the play clock. Barnett cycling the play in. 1:45 left to go here in the first. Barnett with Lusk and 3 wide. He'll take the snap. He's going to throw a quick little in route to Alex Sweeney behind the line of scrimmage, and he lost a yard. He caught it, ran down the line of scrimmage, nowhere to run, ran back into the teeth of the defense, and they lost a yard.
Yeah, and Broomfield had no deep safeties on that play. Blake maybe could have looked for a deep shot on 2nd down, but the Tigers, this is a 3rd down that if they don't come up with this, they could go down a score even when they receive the opening kickoff.
1:10 remaining. 3rd and 11. Barnett, one hand caught the snap, steps up, fires the deep ball for Sweeney, and just overthrew him. He had a step on the defender, and Sweeney was running the post route, and that one hit the turf at the 40, about a step and a half in front of Sweeney, and falls to the turf incomplete. Tigers dialed up a shot, had a man open, and just couldn't quite connect on that, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now Caleb Harner, who had an immaculate punt last week late in the first half, that really, I think, maybe even saved the game for the Tigers. Here punting with his heels only about 4 yards away from the end of the end zone. Broomfield not showing like they're going to pressure. Harner will get this one away. He had to rush it, and that was a miscue. I don't think it was tipped, but it's out at the 30. And so Broomfield will start at the Erie 30-yard line for their second drive of the day with 55 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and all the drives in this game have started in Erie territory. Broomfield first drive started at the Erie 45. Now they get a start at the Erie 30. And that's just on miscues from the Tigers. A bad punt and then the 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. And that's just mental mistakes if you're the Tigers.
First and 10 for Broomfield. Ball at the 30, spotted at the far hash. LaCrue pitches it to the motion man. That's Juarez on the near side trying to get to the edge, and he bowls over the top of Preston Terranova, who was out on the corner, but a pickup of 6 yards for Broomfield on the little pitch play that they've been trying to run to the edge, and that's worked out pretty well so far. 45 yards rushing so far in this contest for Broomfield. 2nd and 4 here from the 24. LaCrue from the near hash. Scans the defense, asks for the football, takes it. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got single coverage, throws it up and overthrows his intended target. Incomplete. It was Noah Garcia on the coverage. Blake Barnett was trying to come over to provide support, and that one just sailed on Cole.
Yeah, and the passing game, they've only gone to it twice, 6 yards on 2 plays. The running game has really worked well for Broomfield so far.
So 21 seconds left here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 4 here for the Eagles. If you're Broomfield, shoot, just run it every time. LaCrue in the shotgun. Tight set here for the Eagles. Takes the snap, gives it to Francis, waits, squirts through a hole, has the first down yardage, and he's finally bear hugged from behind and ridden down to the turf after a decent pickup there all the way down to the 16.
Yeah, whenever Broomfield looks like they're in that pitch set, they run that inside handoff, pick up enough yards to get the first down, and are in the red zone.
Tigers, yeah, getting gashed here a little bit on the ground, but that will do it as time runs out in the first quarter. It's all tied, 7-7. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Every empty seat at a concert, game, or special event is a missed opportunity to say thank you to America's heroes. Donate your extra tickets to VetTix. Give something to those who gave. Go to vettix.org.
Welcome back in. Erie Tiger Network, start of quarter number 2. Eagles going right to left with the ball. 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. LaCrue in the shotgun with 2 running backs. A little change of a look. Counter play. Handoff right side. And taking a big hit was Brent Harris, his first carry of the game. And he got a couple yards down to the 15.
Yeah, and a ton of pancake blocks, chop blocks there on that play. A lot of Tigers linemen on the ground, and I think Erie got lucky the backers got into the backfield quicker than they did.
2nd and 8 here for Broomfield. Everyone checking their wristbands here, and they'll run the play here for the line of scrimmage. Ball spot at the far hash on the 15. LaCrue in the shotgun. There's the man in motion. LaCrue will take it himself, and he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It was Logan Gilmore that shot back there and stuffed Cole LaCrue at the line of scrimmage, and a nice tackle there for Gilly.
Yeah, and Broomfield kind of strayed away from that pitch play. I'm surprised they haven't ran it. It's worked real well in this game. They have the counter play. Tigers drop in for about 3-yard gain, and then LaCrue tries the keeper, and now it's 3rd down.
3rd and 8 here for Broomfield at the 15. 10:51 left to go here in the first half. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got Francis flanking him to his left. LaCruz is going to roll the pocket to his left, looks downfield, fires the out and overshoots his intended target. He was trying to hook up with Brent Harris, overshot him. Blake Barnett was on the coverage, and that one falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and 8, and here comes the field goal unit.
Yeah, and I like this call from Broomfield. You take your 3 points, you take a lead with the extra possession after half, and you still have to convert on this kick, though.
And the kicker here for Broomfield, I think, is Dylan Dugan. From the far hash, it'll be a field goal attempt of 32. Snap good, hold good. It's blocked! Tigers blocked it. It was Caden Lettuce. And the Tigers picked it up and tried to return it. Lettuce got in there, got the hand on it, and the Tigers stuff Broomfield with no points.
Yeah, and that's a huge play for the Tigers. Momentum, their defense was looking bad. They get that stop, then the blocked kick, and now it's reset. Tigers, they got the opening kickoff, then they had to punt it away. If you score here, you trade scores, and it was looking like the Tigers were going to maybe fall down a possession, but they get the blocked kick, and they're still in this game.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. It'll be at the Broomfield 23-yard line where that kick took place. The officials trying to administer something here. Tigers will have it from the far hash. Barnett in the shotgun. Scans the defense. Throws the quick out. That one's caught along the edge. Good blocking there and a quick move up the sideline. That, I believe, was Noah Garcia, and he picks up 8 yards on 1st down on the quick hitter.
Yeah, and the screenplays have worked pretty well for the Tigers in this game. And Kave Meredith has been the target on a couple of them. And then that one goes for 8 yards.
So Broomfield has definitely had the better field position. 2 of their drives starting in Erie territory, but only able to get 1 score from it. 2nd and a long 2 here for the Tigers. Barnett takes the snap, hands it into the middle, and that was stuffed, I think, for no gain. Not sure who the ball carrier was that time for Erie, and it was Lusk. And a little bit surprised that we haven't seen Ronan Ward get a carry after what the performance he put on last week.
Yeah, definitely surprising. Lusk has gotten a couple of big plays, but Tigers, they need to get some run game going.
3rd and 2 here for Erie. It's Barnett and Lusk in the backfield. Ball spotted at the 31. They got to get to just inside the 33. Read option. Barnett keeps it himself, dives for the 1st down. I think he's got it. He sprinted forward, put the head down, got cut down low, needed a couple yards, got 3, and the Tigers have a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, and that's a big 1st down pickup. If the Tigers go 3 and out after the block kick, momentum's reset, and all of a sudden Broomfield can go up a possession.
So 1st and 10 here for the Tigers at the 34-yard line. Barnett in the shotgun again, 2 wide to the near side. Broomfield really crowding that line of scrimmage, daring Barnett to go deep. Barnett in the shotgun, switches Lusk. He's going to run power himself, left side, gets to the edge, along the 40, breaks a tackle, and finally scoots out of bounds. A decent pickup there for Barnett on 1st down, all the way up to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 14 for Barnett.
Yeah, and Broomfield is really trusting their cornerbacks in one-on-one coverage, and I would like to see the Tigers go for a deep shot here on 1st down.
So 1st down and 10 from the 48, near in midfield here for the Tigers.
Looks like maybe Broomfield has 1 deep safety.
8:33 remaining in the half. Barnett in the shotgun here. Takes the snap. He's going to look, pumps. He's chased from behind, and he's sacked. Barnett never saw the defender leaking in from the weak side, and flying in to make that sack for Broomfield was Caleb Meehan, and drops Barnett for a loss of about 6 or 7.
Yeah, and that was a play where maybe Blake was looking for a pump fake and then over the top, and the linemen were rolling to the near side, and the edge back came off the side where the blockers weren't, and dropped Blake for a big loss.
Yeah, Tigers tried to run a double move there, and man, they've gone short. They've been setting Broomfield for that up all game. 2nd and 17 here for the Tigers. Barnett keeps himself. Good blocking on the right side across the 50. And he just bursted through a hole. Couldn't break that first tackler that he saw, but it's across into Broomfield territory at the 49. A pickup there of about 10 yards for Barnett. Gets it past the original line of scrimmage, and he'll make it 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, and this is one where Tigers at midfield would probably go forward on 4th down. So you could maybe take a shot here on 3rd down, but I think Tigers are going to go for a little bit of chip yardage.
7:16 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Barnett is out there. 4 wide. Barnett looking at the play clock, and he's going to have to call timeout as that was running down. And so timeout is called on 3rd and long. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Do you have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you? Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation. And welcome back in. 3rd and 7 here for the Tigers after they called a timeout. And after the timeout, they'll come out with 4 wide, 2 to each side. Ball spotted at the near hash on the 49, 7:03 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Barnett in the shotgun. He's going to look to his left. Now checks, now throws the wheel route, and it is caught down the sideline. Caden Lettuce will run into the end zone, but they're going to call offensive pass interference as he gave a little shove there at the end. At least I think they're going to call that. That's what Broomfield is signaling. You could have called hand fighting. That's just a weak call. Seems like every call like that has gone against Erie this season. And I don't know about that, Tiger fans. We'd have to take a look. He did use his arms to get separation, but there was hand fighting from both guys that entire time.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That was a great catch from Lettuce. It looked like maybe he pushed off a little bit the way he got separation, but that is an unfortunate call if you're the Tigers, and if you're Broomfield, you catch a break.
Huge. Well, I couldn't quite hear, but man, offensive pass interference called. It was a little pump and wheel route. Now it's 3rd and forever. The ball is all the way back at the 36. The Tigers have to get to the Broomfield 42 for a 1st down. So 3rd and 22. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to the near side. He's just going to run it himself on the read. He has a big hole, has some space, out across the 50. 1 man to beat on the edge. He's got the 1st down across the 40, down to the 35. A huge run for Blake Barnett on 3rd and 22. And the Tigers pick up 29 yards. Good grief.
Yeah, and the no safety that's covered 0 for Broomfield bites them. And Blake just had the 1 cornerback on the far side to beat. And that is a huge run in this game for the Tigers.
So fresh set of downs, and Blake Barnett making it happen in the open field there. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at the 35. From the far hash, 2 wideouts to the short side of the field on the far side. Barnett will run read with Lusk. Lusk will pinball his way in the middle and runs ahead for 5 yards. A little bit of extracurricular activity after the whistle between an Erie and Broomfield player. And now that'll bring up 2nd and 5 here for the Tigers. 6:27 remaining here in the 1st half of play. Tigers on the move in Broomfield territory. They have it at the Eagle 30. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 up top. Ball spotted on the far hash. Tigers moving left to right here. Barnett in the shotgun. Barnett's going to run read again, gives it to Lusk out on the edge. Lusk gets the edge, breaks the tackle across the 25 and gets spilled down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. An 11-yard pickup there for Gavin Lusk, and another fresh set of downs for the Tigers in the Broomfield red zone.
Yeah, and off the top of this show, I feel like we said that running game needed to come alive. It has come alive for the Tigers.
So 1st and 10, under 6 minutes to go here in the half. Barnett checks in with the sideline. Only 20 left on the play clock here. Ronan Ward has checked in to running back for the Tigers. 2 wideouts here to the near side. Barnett calling for the ball, gets the snap, runs the quick pass, and spiked it into the turf to Meredith. And I just don't think Barnett had it ever cleanly in his hand, and he threw that, and that just came out of his hand directly down to the turf. Was trying to get Cave on the quick. And sometimes you catch that and you throw it without the laces, and it just looked like Blake never had a grip of the football.
Yeah, and he also had to get rid of it because there was some outside pressure coming from Keeler.
2nd and 10 here. Ward again, the running back. 3 wide. Ball spotted on the near hash. Barnett gets the snap. He had to one-hand it. He pirouettes. He's going to run it to the edge. Has the edge. Presses the hole, then turns around and runs backward across the 15, or to the 15, rather, a 5-yard pickup. But that play was off kilter from the beginning because Barnett, who was planning on running to his left, reached all the way to his right and one-handed it and then spun around and ran it over the left side.
Yeah, and there's been a few times today where the connection between Barnett and Koblenz hasn't been there.
So 3rd and 6 here for the Tigers. They've got to get down to the 9. Ward, the running back. Barnett will shift the side that Ward is on. Barnett takes the snap, gives it to Ronan up the middle, and he is hit and goes right down to the turf. And no gain there for Ronan. His first carry of the game. And now that'll bring up 4th and 6 here for Erie, and it looks like they're going to trot on the field goal unit. Well, Broomfield got theirs blocked. Erie seeing if they can counterpunch and execute theirs. It'll be spotted at the far hash, attempt of 32 yards.
I wonder if the Tigers are going to run a fake here.
Harner. Ward, the holder, low snap, hold is up. Kick is really well hit, and it is right down the middle, and the Tigers take the lead on a 32-yard field goal with 4:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Tigers lead it 10-7. We'll take a quick timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network. Do you have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you? Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you. And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network, 4:06 remaining. That drive for the Tigers started on their own 23. Ended in a field goal, 12 plays overall for the Tigers. A nice drive, and the Tigers will kick from that little onside formation, but it's a deep one down to the 10, and a great open field tackle. That was Gavin Lusk coming down and making the tackle at the 19. There was a ton of space. Broomfield was trying to get it to the edge as the Tigers were all bunched out of the middle there, and Gavin Lusk just shot down and lassoed the returner around the ankles.
Yeah, that was a lucky play for the Tigers. There was a ton of green grass in front of the returner for Broomfield. But first time Broomfield starts in their own territory today.
All right, 1st and 10 for Broomfield. 4:01 on the clock here in the half. Handoff to Francis. He hops the lane. And they're going to call a hold. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. At least I thought they were going to call a hold, as multiple Tigers were on the ground in the area. And now Colacruz clapping his hands saying that maybe there was a trip attempt. I don't know what the call will be. Cole saw it. He was clapping his hands right away. It ended up being a 7-yard run. A chop block on the defense. I don't even, okay. And a penalty on Erie. So that will move Broomfield up. Man, they have had excellent field position today, and penalties have really hurt the Tigers. So 1st and 10 for Broomfield at their own 41. LaCrue in the shotgun. It's an empty backfield for the first time today. He's got 2 wing backs, though. LaCrue gets the snap, looks, quick out route off the hands of his intended target, incomplete.
Yeah, and the pass game just hasn't clicked for Broomfield. Their first pass went for 6 yards, but 3 straight incompletions since then.
Cole LaCrue, a Wisconsin Badger commit at quarterback. That's where he will play his collegiate football. Jim Leonard, the head coach up there, promoted from intern to full-time head coach. Wanted Cole, gave him an offer, and now it's 2nd and 10 for the Eagles with LaCrue in the shotgun again, all alone at the 41. Takes the snap. He's going to drop back to pass again. He'll step up in the pocket. Tigers were trying to spy him. It was Onstead. LaCrue's going to break contain. He gets across the 50 into Erie territory, and Onstead had a spy on him, but let LaCrue get outside of him, and LaCrue picked up 13 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and a good job by LaCrue to avoid pressure. Joey Watts got in the backfield, but LaCrue stepped up, got to the outside, beat Onstead to the edge, and picks up a big play.
1st and 10 now for the Eagles. 3:28 remaining here in the quarter. LaCrue will call a timeout. Officials timeout. I think the chain maybe got tangled up on the far sideline. I'm not totally sure what has happened. But with 3:28 remaining here in the first half of play, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. LaCrue in the shotgun, ball spotted at the far hash. Tiger coach is going crazy on the sidelines. They'll pitch it here to the near side, trying to sweep it all the way out. It was Barnett that came up, made the initial hit, but doing a good job kind of avoiding that was Francis on the pitch, and he ends up picking up about 6 yards.
First time in a while Broomfield has run that pitch play. I don't recall it going for any less than 5 yards so far in this game.
So 2nd and 5. They'll only give him about 5 there. Tigers did a better job of stringing it out, but really they've had a hard time setting the edge here defensively. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got Francis flanking him to his right. Tight formation, 1 wide out. Ball spotted on the near hash. They'll send Juarez in motion, but hand it up the middle to Francis. Big hole. He's up the middle across the 30. He's being chased by Barnett. He's at the 10. Barnett punched the football out. Ball's on the turf. Barnett picks it up at the 10, and the Tigers recover. Barnett came from behind, used the speed, and he peanut punched the football out. It fell on the turf. The Tigers actually dropped it. They couldn't pick it up. Barnett circled back around and scooped it up at the 10-yard line, and the Tigers have the ball with 2:41 remaining.
Yeah, and it looked like Francis was going to break to the end zone, but Barnett, the fastest man in 4A, catches him, peanut punches it out on the turf, bounces around, and he finds the ball, and that is a huge turn of events for the Tigers.
Tigers have had some bad turnover luck this year, and when I initially saw it slip through the defender's hands for Erie, I said, uh-oh, that's going to go out of bounds and stay with Broomfield, and the Tigers able to fall on it. 1st and 10 here for Erie. Barnett in the shotgun. Ball spotted at the near hash, takes the snap, gives it to Lusk, right or left side of the line of scrimmage, and he will plow his way for maybe a yard. Tigers may be trying to give Blake a one-snap breather there. Just hand it off to Gavin, and that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and Barnett with the 40-yard dash to catch Francis. And he has been the impact player today so far for the Tigers.
Yeah, for sure. He has been really good. Tigers really haven't gotten much through the air, though. Neither team has. 2nd and 9. Barnett in the shotgun. Runs Reed, gives it to Lusk. He countered it from behind the line of scrimmage. He lost a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Tigers wanted some clock to melt. Broomfield, I think, realized that, and they call timeout with a minute 54 remaining here in the third quarter. Tiger fans, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Erie Tiger Network. You can even hit the notification icon for notifications every time we go live. But a good one brewing here. Tigers lead at 10-7 out here on the road. Minute 56 left. And it's been an interesting game so far. The Tiger offense, really both offenses, have had their way on the ground. Neither offense able to find anything through the air so far.
Yeah, and it surprises me. The Tigers, they have had opportunities to go deep. Broomfield has been consistent with their cover 0, cover 1 looks. But Erie has stuck to the ground game, and they have the lead, so can't complain.
3rd and long, though, here. They actually said Gavin got back to the line of scrimmage. I said he lost one, so it'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Tigers out of the timeout. Man, Tigers had that beautiful wheel route dialed up for Lettuce, and they called that interference all the way back. Tigers still able to score, though. In the backfield is Ward. 3 wide out, 3rd and 10. Ball spot at the near hash. Barnett takes it. He rolls the pocket to the far side. He's looking for a lane to run. Missteps a defender. Gets it across the 20-yard line, I think. He tried to stretch out the ball to get the first down. He strung it all the way out to the sideline, put his foot in the ground, and they're going to give him a first down and a 10-yard carry.
Yeah, and that's a huge play from Blake. Blake has had some clutch running, and Tigers now in a position, 150. You want to melt a little bit of clock, make sure Broomfield doesn't get a chance to score.
So minute 50, Tigers get that initial first down, and let's see if maybe they go to the air here. I think they wanted to keep it on the ground, force Broomfield to use their last timeout. 1st and 10 from the 20. Barnett takes a snap, quickly fires to the far side. Meredith catches it, tries to get up the sideline, and he is corralled after a 4-yard pickup up to the 24. Tigers have tried to hit that quick game a lot here today. That's the 3rd catch for Meredith. Tigers have not had a pass play over 8 yards, though.
Yeah, and the wind is blowing, at least on the south end of the field. The flags on the goalposts aren't moving very much.
Yeah, behind the Tigers, it's blowing pretty hard from the flag. 2nd and 6 here for the Tigers. Ball spotted, far hash, trips to the near side, the wide side of the field as this formation is. Pump fake. Blake will take it down. He'll run it himself across the 30, across the 40, up the sideline, up near midfield. And it was a little pump and run for Blake Barnett and a design quarterback draw. And a nice play all the way up to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 24 yards.
And now the clock at 1:03. If you're the Tigers, you got to be conservative with your time. You don't want that clock to run out before it gets to 0. And, well, you're at the 48. You may want to take a shot here.
So 1st and 10 from the 48, 1:03 remaining here in the quarter. Tigers on the move, just shy of midfield here. Barnett in the shotgun, ball spotted at the far hash. Barnett calling for the ball, takes the snap, looks to his right, has plenty of time. Now looking down the sideline, still waiting, has Sweeney wide open here on the near sideline, throws, catch is made. Sweeney makes a move up the sideline of the 30, the 20, the 10. Sweeney cuts it back, pinball down to the 5-yard line. Blake Barnett had all day to throw. He came back and standing all alone on the sideline with Sweeney, and Sweeney did the smart thing. He came and attacked the football, and he picked up huge yardage.
Yeah, and I thought that play was going to drop dead. There was so much ground, but Ronan Ward on the far side was calling for the ball. Sweeney wide open on the near side. That was just busted coverage all across the field for Broomfield.
35 seconds left here in the quarter. Tigers trying to get to the line of scrimmage here. From the 5, 8 left on the play clock. 1st and goal from the near hash. Barnett takes the snap, runs it himself, follows Luss, trying to power his way toward the end zone, and he's going to be down at the 2-yard line. A 3-yard pickup there for Barnett, and the Tigers will burn their last timeout with 13 seconds left.
And with 13 seconds, you have one play where you can take a shot at the end zone. If you don't get it, you may just want to take your 3 points, go into half up 6.
Thought the Tigers, I thought that was their 3rd and final timeout. You said there was one. I couldn't quite hear the official. I thought they tried to save 2 delay of game calls. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not totally sure. Either way, that does loom large, so we'll see if we can figure that out one way or another.
What I was looking at is there was a ton of 2s on the bottom of the scoreboard. That's not the timeouts left. Timeouts left haven't changed on the scoreboard, so we have no idea if that was the Tigers' last timeout or not.
By the way, 47 yards on the pass play from Barnett to Sweeney. I mean, Barnett, he could have made an omelet back there in the pocket. He had all day long to throw, as I think Broomfield really trying to respect his running. And they backed everyone off, and Sweeney was open underneath.
That was just a surprising busted coverage from Broomfield, and good job by Sweeney to find a pocket and then pick up a lot of yards after the catch.
So, 2nd and goal, 13 seconds left in the half. Tigers have it on the Broomfield 2. Barnett will send Ronan Ward in motion from the slot. Barnett will run to his right. Tosses it for Ward, who plucks it out of the air, falls into the end zone for a touchdown with 9 seconds left in the half, and the Tigers will take a 2-score lead.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to overthrow Ward. Ward was maybe going to get a piece of it, and Josh Levine was right behind him, and I thought that was going to fall to the ground because Ward wasn't going to catch it, but that is a great fingertips catch from Ronan Ward, and the Tigers are going to be up 2 scores going into the room.
Well, knock on wood, still 9 seconds left here. That was a major coverage bust, as here's the snap hold. The extra point is up, and it is good. And so the Tigers lead it 17-7 with 9 seconds left to go here in the first half. That was a serious busted coverage by Broomfield. There were 2 wide open guys in the back of the end zone for the Tigers.
Yeah, and that was a play, that was a designed, it looked like Blake was going to run it. He pulled it up, and there was just 2 guys in the wide open in the end zone, and that has to show how much respect Broomfield has for Blake's running ability.
That drive was 8 plays, ended in the touchdown with the 2 yards started back at their own 10. So they went 90 yards in about 51 seconds or so, 52 seconds. I think there was 1:01 left on the clock when we started that, but a nice little drive summary there. Dylan keeping track of that for us. Tigers now just got to execute. You got wind behind you here, so if you're Caleb, you can kick this out the back and then maybe play a little bit soft defensively here.
Yeah,
that's my plan.
The wind is being a little bit odd. Sometimes it's gusting, sometimes it's real low, so if you're Harner, you just want to get this out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, this is that's the Brandon Bird plan. The Tigers don't even dummy the onside that time. So they avoid the boos, the dreaded boo birds from the home crowd. And now Harner will send this one high, drifting into the end zone for a touchback. So Caleb does his job there, punches it into the end zone, and with 9 seconds left, Broomfield will have 1st and 10 at the 20, and you got to wonder exactly how aggressive they will be.
Yeah, and if you're the Tigers, you play your pre-vid defense. Make sure you don't get beat over the top, because this is one play for the end zone if they're even going to run a play for Broomfield.
A little bit surprised not to see Barnett out there. It's Hall and Tolliver deep. Terranovas, and they will kneel it as Broomfield. So they'll kneel it. They'll take it to the half. Broomfield will start with the ball to start the second half, but the Tigers, they lead it here on the road at halftime, 17-7 on the Erie Tiger Network. Do you have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you? Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
You are watching the ETN. are watching the ETN.
And welcome into the Erie Tiger Network. It's halftime here on the Teachers Who Tutor Halftime Show. Teachers Who Tutor is a teacher-created company located in Erie. They tutor students K through 12 in all subject areas. All tutors are certified teachers. Teachers Who Tutor find the perfect tutor to match your child's needs, whether you're trying to get your kiddo up to grade level, extend their learning, or prep for the SAT. They are here for you. Contact them today at teacherswhotutor.biz. Let's take a look at some of the halftime numbers for the Tigers. We'll start actually with Broomfield. Cole LaCrue is 1 for 4 for 6 yards through the air. Broomfield, though, 107 yards on the ground, over 6 yards of pop. Luke Francis leads the way with 70 yards. Cole LaCrue has 21. Cannon Juarez with 14. The only catch was Anthony Gray for 6 yards. For Erie, Blake Barnett, he is 7 of 9 for 71 yards and a touchdown. The Tigers have 172 yards on the ground, 6.2 yards per carry. Barnett has 118 of those on 12 carries. He's averaging about 9 yards a carry. Gavin Lusk, 54 yards on the ground in 13 carries. Ronan Ward, he has 1 carry for no yards. Kave Meredith has 3 catches for 19 yards. Alex Sweeney, 2 catches for 46 yards. Ronan Ward, a catch for 2 yards. And Noah Garcia, a catch for 8 yards. Tigers 243 total yards of offense. Broomfield 113 total yards of offense. Tigers scored on a 3-yard Lusk run with 6:16 left in the first quarter. They then got a field goal with 4:06 left in the second quarter, and then that touchdown from Barnett to Ward with 9 seconds left in the second quarter. The lone score for Broomfield was a touchdown run in the first with 2:25 remaining in the first. That was a Francis touchdown run, 4-yard touchdown run. And, well, a couple things here, Dylan. First of all, the 2 big plays in this game were both made by Erie. One was a blocked field goal for the Tigers by Caden Lettuce coming off the edge. And the other was the peanut punch by Barnett, who caught Francis from behind, punched it out, put the ball on the turf, and then recovered it himself. And right now, what you're seeing is, I don't know, the Tigers are clearly out-driving Broomfield in terms of yardage, but really it's been time of possession and keeping the ball away from the Broomfield offense that the Tigers have done such a good job of. They converted on third downs, and it has been the Blake Barnett show. He has 118 on the ground. He forced that punt, or the fumble. He has been the difference in this game.
Yeah, and first time this year in a while that Barnett has really stood out on both sides of the ball and in both aspects of offense. And to be honest, the Tigers' defense hasn't been at its best. They have given up a lot of yards on the ground, their most in a long time. And, well, the offense has stepped up, matched scores with Broomfield, and special teams made the stop, kicked the field goal, and then the 1 turnover, and that's why the Tigers are up 2 scores at half. And if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to stay clean in the second half. This game is nowhere near over.
When you think about Broomfield and what the Tigers have kind of faced in the run game, they've averaged over 6 yards a carry, as we mentioned. However, you take away that 30-yard run from Francis, and, well, that has thrown everything off. I don't know. There we go. So what happened there? Well, trying to pull that up. All right. Well, we have a weird little spreadsheet oddity that we're trying to figure out here. There we go. 5 yards of carry on the ground if you take out the 30-yard run that did end in a fumble for Francis. So the Tigers I would say they're not really doing their job in terms of stopping the run. You have one run that has gone for backward, another run that was stopped for 0 yards. Otherwise, every run it seems like is getting 4, 5, 6 yards.
Yeah, and the Tigers, they really didn't ever find an answer for Broomfield's outside pitch play, and that is maybe part of why Broomfield has so many yards, and that's also has to do with the Tigers' front. They have 4 men. They have 4 men on the line, and then the 2 backers. And I think whenever Broomfield they run that pitch, they have a man leading the ball carrier out, and he's getting one of the backers, and so the running back is able to get in towards the back gets going downhill, picks up enough yards, and I wouldn't be surprised if Broomfield runs that play a lot more in the second half.
By the way, let's take a look at some scores from around the state. We'll start in 5A. Currently, Cherry Creek up big on my alma mater, the Pine Creek Eagles, 27-7. So as it looks right now, Cherry Creek will be going back to the state title game again. And it could be against Valor again because they're leading 14-7. At this point, it's kind of a broken record in the state of Colorado. All I can say about 5A football, boring. As at least as of right now, I think Ralston still has a shot, but as of right now, it looks like it might be Creek Valor. What was this? Be the 4th year in a row? Good grief! How about those 2 senior classes and the rivalry that they must feel? Palmer Ridge currently leading Loveland in that one 7-3. We don't have a time marker in that, but man, I kind of expect a defensive battle there. That wouldn't surprise me to see maybe a 13-10 type of final in that one. And by the way, that is a halftime score. Max Preps has that at halftime. In the semifinals in 3A, Roosevelt leads Green Mountain 23-0, and Lutheran, who knocked off Frederick last week, they lead Durango 14-7 in Durango. In the 2A ranks in the state championship, no score reported, at least on Colorado Preps. We might have to check the Max Prep scoreboard in the 2A ranks. That's between Eaton and Delta, and that's at 6 p.m. That's why there's no score there. In the 1A ranks in the state championship there, Ray is leading Lyman 14-7 out on the Eastern Plains. Both those teams way out east. And, of course, we had our 8-man and 6-man decided last week. I think Liberty Stratton, was it, or the Stratton Eagles won the 6-man. They put up 80-something points in that state championship game. Not sure who took the 8-man crown. I'll have to look into that. But that's your scores from around the state. You and I both kind of felt, at least watching Loveland, that Loveland, we thought Loveland was going to be freaking good and perhaps go down to Monument and knock off Palmer Ridge.
Yeah, and that's a game where if you're Palmer Ridge, you don't want to lose 2 years in a row at home to end your playoff run. And, well, that's a close game. It's a one-score game at half. And, well, that game could go either way. And the winner of this game gets to play the winner of that game at Mile High Stadium. And if Broomfield wins today, they get to play a team they haven't seen this year. If Erie wins today, there's a chance they could continue the revenge tour against Loveland.
Yeah, it's been quite the revenge tour so far. You knock off Ponderosa last week in special come-from-behind fashion. You play Broomfield here today. The question is, can you hold on? You know, this game, when we look back at this, we'll probably remember the Blake punch. But this game might be decided on how Broomfield handles their first possession out of the locker room.
Yeah, and this is the first time all playoffs that Broomfield has given up points on the defensive side of the ball. And I don't know off the top of my head, but if I was to guess, this is one of the first times all year that Broomfield has trailed at half, being undefeated. And, well, if you're the Eagles, you got to handle some adversity coming out of the room.
I know the Eagles played in a tough one against Heritage the first time around, but, yeah, they have not been in this position very often. How do they handle that? That will tell us a lot. You know, if you're Erie, you got to think Hey, man, we have got to figure out a way to get points off the board here. If you remember just a week ago, we were down 25-8, and we started on defense, and, we stopped them and then scored and kind of re-seized momentum. So you get that first score in the second half when you're trailing, that's a huge momentum boost. And so if you're Erie, you got to figure that out.
Yeah, and Tigers, they won. I think they won the toss, and they elected to receive. And it worked out. They went down, scored a touchdown, but Broomfield's going to get the ball out of the room. And if you're the defense, you got to at least slow them down. You can't let them get one or two plays, get in the end zone. And if you're Broomfield, you got to score quick. You got to build something coming out of the locker room.
Also, if you're Erie, Cole LaCrue, he has one completion for 6 yards. It was his first pass of the game, and he has missed pretty open guys out on the edge. They've all been those same little out routes. Those have been open for Broomfield. You start hitting a couple of those, that might change the complexion of this game. So lot to be decided. We're going to have the second half of action. That was the the Teachers Who Tutor halftime show. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after halftime here on the Erie Time.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact. More than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
You know that feeling you get when your life is about to change? It's terrifying, sure, but isn't it exciting? You may not know with certainty what lies ahead, but that's what makes life, well, life. And even when the scene in the rear view is hard to leave behind, take a deep breath, hold on tight, and remember, there's no better way to move than forward.
Hi there, I'm Charlie Meyer with the Erie Tiger Network, and I'm here to let you know that we have a Patreon page. I'm not going to use all kinds of flavorful speech to convince you to join it. However, I will say this. Erie Tiger Network is a super cool class that provides great opportunities for both student athletes and aspiring broadcasters behind the camera. I mean, look at me. I get to film a commercial in front of an empty football field. Yes, sir, this is the life. So please, head to patreon.com/Erie Tiger Network to help support us today.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility, and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
And welcome back in. Half number 2, about a minute or so from starting here as the team's out on the field. And we're watching Caleb Harner kick some field goals here. He just made one from 45 into the wind. And we were talking about field goal kickers quite a bit. And if this game comes down to a field goal, you at least got to feel good. Erie's got a good one.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Caleb, I think, enough this year in the work that he's done.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities to kick field goals, but when he has been solid. And on kickoffs, he kicks the ball out of the back of the end zone almost every time, unless he's kicking it into the wind. And I think you mentioned this. Justin Carpenter, the athletic director, had him as the player of the week last week because of his booming 70-yard punt at the end of the first half, and then the fact that he never gave Ponderosa really a chance to return the ball. And, well, I know you have your doubts with high school kickers, but Caleb Harner, he has been good all year for the Tigers.
By the way, check in on our chat. We'd love to know where you're watching from. We see some people watching from Marysville, Ohio, I believe from Georgia, the Villages in Florida. Kyle Cooper's listening while at work. So check in with us. Let us know where you're watching from. So here we go. Tigers will come out for the second half kickoff. They will have the wind at their back here in the third quarter. So they'll be going left to right in the canvas of your imagination, as I said last week. And so the Tigers line up in that little onside bunch. They'll dummy the onside. Broomfield will back up. Harner will trot back to the 30. Scans the field. And here we go. Start of half number 2 as this one's in the air, drifting, and that one will go all the way about 7 yards deep into the end zone.
Yeah, and this drive coming out of the room is a huge drive for both teams. If Broomfield goes down and score, it's a 3-point game, and you get a stop on defense, and you go down and score again, and you're up 3. Tigers get a stop, they get the ball back, and they could potentially score to go up 17 points.
And Blake Barnett senses the moment. He's run out of the field here on defense, and he's trying to pump up the Erie crowd, which they are encircling the football field. 1st and 10 for Broomfield here out of the first play of the third quarter. Ball spotted between the hashes. LaCrue will send a man in motion. He'll give it on the counter to Francis, and he will turn it back up the middle. Picks up 5 yards on first down. Luke Francis, his first carry of the half.
Yeah, and I think if Broomfield is going to get back in this game, they need to pick up some big yards on the ground.
So 2nd and 5 here for the Eagles. LaCrue in the shotgun. Tigers playing pretty tight coverage. A little too high shell with Barnett and Tolliver. LaCrue wants to patch. You could just tell by the lineup they're going to go deep, and that one is well overthrown. The Broomfield wide receiver midway through the route was holding up his hands. I didn't think there was enough contact there. That was about 10 yards overshot. The intended target on that was Anthony Gray. Now we got a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and the passing game for Broomfield continues to struggle. And if another thing that they need to do to get back in this game is they need to at least hit a few passes to keep the Tigers on their toes.
11:22 left to go here in the third. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide. They've got to get 5 yards to the 30 for a first down. Does Broomfield. LaCrue takes a snap, looks, scans, throws the quick out, almost tipped near the line of scrimmage by Strange, and then Barnett came over and tried to punch the ball out again. Man, he's good at that. 10 yards, though, on the pass play from LaCrue to his intended target, and that was Harris.
Yeah, and the 2 plays that Broomfield has converted in the air have been that little out route to the near side, and that was almost tipped away by Keaton Strange.
1st and 10 now for the Eagles. LaCrue in the shotgun. They'll motion a man. Ball spot at the near hash at the 35. They'll hand it off to Francis. He finds a hole, cuts through, and has the first down and is stood up by Barnett and a slew of Tigers it takes to pull him down. And a nice gain there for Francis, and that's too easy up the middle for Broomfield. 16 yards on the carry for Luke Francis.
Yeah, and if you're the Tigers, you got to put your foot down eventually. You got to drop him in the backfield, drop him for a gain of maybe 1 or 2. but that really hasn't been what the Tigers have been able to do in this game.
1st and 10 for Broomfield, now in Erie territory in the blink of an eye. 10:22 remaining here in the third quarter. First drive of the half for Broomfield. And so far into Tiger territory. Ball spotted at the far hash. LaCrue in the shotgun. Tigers showing blitz. They are going to bring some pressure. LaCrue steps up in the pocket, steps away from a defender, trying to come up and make the play, and LaCrue broke a tackle. That would have been behind the line of scrimmage, and he stiff-armed Noah Garcia out near the boundary, and he picked up about 4 yards on the scramble.
Yeah, on that play, LaCrue looking like Barnett, just weaving his way through defenders, getting the edge, and a great job by him getting positive yardage after it looked like he was maybe going to be dropped for 3 or 4 yards.
Man, and that blitz was well picked up by that Broomfield O-line. 2nd and 6 now for the Eagles. Ball spotted near hash. They'll send a man in motion. They'll give it to Francis on the inside, and they have been sending the man in motion, giving it back against the grain to Francis, and he has had his way, and he picks his way for 5 yards. It'll be about a half a yard short of the first down. So 3rd and less than a yard here for Broomfield at the Tiger 40. Really, it's at the 39 and a half. They got to get down to the 39. LaCrue in the shotgun. 3rd and short, hard count, sends a man in motion. Takes it himself up the middle. He was swallowed up by Strange at the line of scrimmage, and then just use that size and strength to power his way forward for about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, and Broomfield has been crafty in their play design. They like running that motion man, then doing something often to the opposite direction, and Tigers' defense really hasn't found an answer.
So 1st and 10, fresh set of downs here. Ball at the 37 for Broomfield. LaCrue in the shotgun. Cole, the former Erie Tiger, takes the snap, looking to pass, steps up, fires the fade route down the sideline. There's separation there. Oh, a great defensive play. Noah Garcia dove and knocked it away at the last second from Anthony Gray to make it an incompletion. Gray had a step, and now a player is down in the end zone for the Tigers, and I believe it is Noah Garcia. He dove, made the play, then got up and laid back down, and he is writhing in pain. And you don't want to see that, especially after the great play that Garcia made, because Tigers are a little bit shorthanded in the secondary. You don't have Trey Kana out there. And now you might be down another cornerback. You don't have Dylan Firebaugh, their normal starter, out there. So they are really thin at corner right now, and they have a player, I think that is Noah Garcia, just in pain, laying in the end zone.
Yeah, and you got to hope that just the wind got knocked out of him. He landed on the ground hard, and now he's getting up and walking off.
Yeah, and he is actually trotting off pretty good. That might have been, as you said, because he laid out, that could have been, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to die. The wind just got knocked out of me. And if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, you do think for a second, this is it. Lights are about to go out for me.
Yeah, and on that play, I saw Blake Barnett cheating up a little bit, and they went to that side that Barnett was on, and Tigers got lucky with a great play by the Flying Hawaiian.
2nd and 10 for Broomfield. LaCrue in the shotgun. He'll send a man in motion, takes it, rolls, looking, tried to set up the screen pass. It's not there for the Tigers. Now LaCrue will just throw it away. Ran to the near side. It wasn't there, and then he threw it away.
Yeah, and that's a great job by the Tigers reading that screen play. And LaCrue almost made something happen rolling to the near side, but I think wisely throws it away.
LaCrue is 2 for 8 for 16 yards. And this is maybe the first 3rd and long of the game. See if Jackson Kogel makes his name heard here on 3rd and long. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide in the formation. Takes the snap, looking, steps up, fires the deep curl behind his receiver, and it's incomplete. It was bobbled. At least I thought it was incomplete. I haven't seen an official call yet, and they will mark that back at the line of scrimmage. So it's throwing behind the receiver on a sit-down route. I think that was short of the line to gain anyways, and now it's 4th and 10. And if you're Broomfield, man, what do? It's 4th and 10. If you don't get 10 yards, Erie has excellent field position at the 37. They're going to go for it. LaCrue is out there. The Tiger fans, they're getting real loud there on the far sideline. LaCrue with 4 wideouts, drops back to pass, looking, fires the deep curl. It's caught, and they just get the first down. That was Josh Levine in coverage down to the 25-yard line. They had to get to the 27, a 12-yard pickup by LaCrue and company.
Yeah, and Noah Garcia coming back on for Levine. That was maybe a moment where the Tigers were a little shorthanded and they picked on Levine over there.
So 1st and 10, huge pickup on 4th and 10. Handoff, Francis, right side, squirts through a hole. Decent gain there on 1st down again. About 6 yards down to the 18.
Yeah, and Tigers, they really, I've said this a few times, they just can't figure out how to get into the backfield of this Broomfield run.
So 2nd and 4 here for Broomfield. 7:52 remaining here in the quarter. LaCrue, the quarterback. Francis flanking him to his left. Tigers trying to get reshuffled here defensively. LaCrue will send Francis out of the backfield. He'll run it himself left side, sneaks through a hole, breaks a tackle, and he will walk into the end zone. Cole LaCrue from 18 yards out goes untouched, and Broomfield within a score. And, man, we'll think about that 4th and 10 for a while.
Yeah, and Tigers, they just they stopped Broomfield. They had him on 3rd and long a couple times, but Broomfield with that clutch play calling, and they are back in the game.
So field goal unit out there, extra point unit out there for the Eagles to bring this back to a 3-point game. Tigers almost blocked that one as Lettuce was trying to come off the edge, but that one does sneak through. So 17-14, 7:37 remaining. We'll stick right here. That was a 13-play, 80-yard drive for the Eagles that ended in an 18-yard Cole LaCrue touchdown run. But it was the 4th and 10 for the Eagles that basically made that drive possible.
Yeah, and the 3rd reception by an Eagle today is probably the biggest play they've had in a while.
By the way, 7:37 left on the clock. So now if you're Erie, you've been thinking about adjustments to make, you got to find a way to punch right back.
Yeah, this is a big drive if you're the Broomfield defense, because if you get a stop here, your offense gets the ball back with a ton of momentum.
Broomfield's going to elect to kick off from the near hash. This one into the wind a little bit here. Tigers might need to be aware of an onside here. And this is a sky kick that's going to be taken by Lusk at the 18. Lusk will go one way, tacks back to the other. Lusk tries to get to the sideline, and a hit out from the near side. There's a flag. I'm not sure who that's on, because a Tiger was laying on his back. That was Noah Conley that was out there, but is it on the Tigers?
I thought maybe an illegal block in the back. The flag came a little bit later after that, and it was on the opposite side of the play. I think there's 2 players got tied up, didn't see the number on either of them, and it's going to be on Erie.
And every penalty has gone against Erie today. And that was just weird, because Conley was the one laying on his back when we looked, and the flag came out. And so Erie backed up all the way to the 21 is where they will start their first drive of the second half. Ball spotted at the far hash. I believe that's Ronan Ward out there at running back for the Tigers. 2 wide to the near side. Barnett takes the snap, runs read, gives it to Ward. Ward puts the head down and just plows his way forward. He will pick up about 3 yards there. They actually put that on the 22 is where they started, and so that'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and all game, Broomfield has just dared Barnett to go deep, and I am very surprised by the few attempts that the Tigers have put out there.
I'm more than anything surprised we haven't seen a medium-ish combo route with that man defense. Barnett's going to take it, roll to his right. Broomfield trying to jump up into the holes. Barnett gets to the sideline, but hit hard out of bounds. Does pick up some yardage. Tough to tell where he was marked out, as our sideline advantage is not super high in the Broomfield team right in front of us. And he picked up about 3, and that'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and if you're the Tigers, you got to come up with a conversion here, because I said this a couple times, if you give the ball away, Broomfield could go down and take the lead.
Have to. 3rd and 4 here for Erie. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to the far side of the field. Ball spotted at the near hash. Single coverage with Lettuce down here at the bottom of the formation. Barnett runs read, gives it to Lusk on the stretch play, puts his foot in the ground, and he gets stopped well short of the first down. Only picked up about a yard. And on 3rd and 6, the Tigers run the stretch with Lusk, and they are bottled up short, and they will have to punt. And so this has been a perfect start for Broomfield out of the locker room. You come down, you score a touchdown, and then you get a 3 and out, and the Tigers will kick it back to them with 6:25 remaining here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, and not to criticize Coach Geiger, but it's hard for me to believe that the Tigers haven't gone to the air more with the defense that Broomfield has shown them.
Yeah, they have stacked the box, that's for sure. Tigers still run well. Harner will catch the snap, and this one is blocked, but it got past the line of scrimmage. The Tigers jump on it, but an Eagle never touched it, so Broomfield will start from the Erie 39. It was a low punt by Caleb. He had some room, just came out low, got deflected, went past the line of scrimmage up near the 40, and a Tiger is down on the field at the numbers. It was the Tiger that jumped on the football, and he is shaken up, and I'm not sure who that is. Man, this is so far going oppo of last week, where the Tigers down big and came storming back in the second half, and right now things not going well for the Tigers, and they need to come up with a big play defensively. And that is Gavin Lusk that is shaken up for the Tigers.
Yeah, and another defensive player for the Tigers going down.
By the way, Noah Garcia is back out there for Erie, playing corner. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Erie 39 is where they will take over. LaCrue and company will come back out. And I think we might get a heavy dose of Luke Francis. He's got 102 yards rushing in this one. Barnett takes the snap. He's going to run it himself right side, and this time the Tigers kind of swallow him up. He's able to kind of drive with a man on his back for about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, and LaCrue, they're just taking what the defense gives them, gets a couple yards, and Broomfield moving ever closer to taking the lead.
5:36 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Broomfield, they trail it 17-14, but they've got the ball deep in Erie territory here at the 37. 2nd and 8. Broomfield trying to cycle in a play here. Tight formation. 1 left on the play clock. The Cola Crew's upset with the clock, and the referee's going to give them the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, here's why that's unfair. Same thing has happened with Erie. One of the play clocks is frozen. The other was running down. You still have to get the snap off. The back judge is the one that ultimately decides, and the referees are going to bail Broomfield out here because there's a malfunction on the play clock when the play clock had run out for the Eagles. That's some home cooking right there. 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. So they're actually going to kibosh the play clock. Now LaCrue throws the swing pass near side. Out on the edge is Francis, and he gets hit hard by Carson Hageman from behind, but he picks up 8 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, and the first time Broomfield has shown that little outside swing play. And Tigers maybe didn't pick it up all the way, and Broomfield gets the first down.
So first down for Broomfield at the 29 of Erie. 4:34 remaining here in the quarter. LaCrue will send Francis. He'll run it up the middle. Huge hole up the middle. Oh, my gosh. Cole LaCrue. Oh, boy. There is a Tiger down on the field. Cole LaCrue, by the way, I didn't even watch the end of the play. He hit someone so hard. And now the officials are discussing. This might be short, or is it a fumble? I have no idea. It's a yard short. I'm sorry, I stopped watching. Cole LaCrue ran over an Erie defender, and he dropped in a heap. I think Jackson Kogel is laying on the ground. He put his shoulder down and bounced off him and had a wide open field to play. And Coach Geiger upset. He's out on the field chatting with the referees. There was nothing dirty in that play as LaCrue was the ball carrier, and they're going to mark him a yard short. I don't even remember what yard line they were on. I think it was about a 24-ish yard run by Cole LaCrue. And it'll be first and goal for the Eagles, and that is Jackson Kogel that's slow to get up. And if you're struggling stopping the run for Erie, that's one defender you really can't afford to lose. And they took Jackson's helmet off. I think he's going to go into some protocol here because he went down in a heap and didn't move for a little bit. We'll see. First and goal from the 1. LaCrue in the shotgun. Tigers got to figure something out here. They are kind of reeling defensively. LaCrue takes the snap. He'll run it himself. Right side, runs into the back of a lineman, but bulldozes his way in for the 1-yard touchdown run, and Broomfield has taken the lead.
Yep, and if you're the Tigers, things have gone bad to worse out of the locker room. Last week, the story was Tigers coming out strong. This week, it's the Eagles coming out of the room strong.
And now there's a Broomfield Eagle down in the end zone. Sorry, stop calling that LaCrue run fan or LaCrue run play fans. I just saw him. He lowered the shoulder, ran over. I thought that was Braylon Tolliver, and I saw him go down. And then Jackson Kogel was laying there. And, you know, you call enough games at Erie, you teach at Erie, you live in Erie, you start to become attached to these players and a little bit more concerned about the safety of our kids out there. And now a Broomfield Eagle down and other linemen coming out to join him, and that's not looking great. Gosh, hate to see good football players, well, any football player getting hurt in this game, but this might be a little bit longer here as we'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the extra point. Nope. We'll stay right here. As soon as, of course, that's the magic words. You just got to say, we'll take a timeout, and they'll pop right up. And the big offensive lineman for Broomfield can't put any weight on his left knee, and that is Isaiah Garcia Perez, the 6'4", 315-pound freshman. That's a big boy. That guy might play college football right there. Those types of guys don't grow on trees. Well, you just heard that on our mic. A fan asking. Good. We won't even address that. That's ridiculous. Good grief. So 4:19 left to go here in the third quarter. Broomfield has taken the lead. This game has kind of turned into a weird-paced game with the injuries and such. Snap high, but the hold is good. The kick is up, and that just sneaks through the right upright. So Broomfield leads it 21-17, 4:19 remaining in the third, and if you're Erie, got to find a way to get something going here offensively.
Yeah, if the Tigers don't go down and score here, Broomfield all of a sudden takes a 2-possession lead if they go down and score. And the Tigers defense, they have not been great. The first drive of the game, they give up the touchdown. Then they get the blocked field goal where Broomfield drove all the way down to the 15. Then they get the fumble where Broomfield was at the 4 or 5 when Blake punched that out. And then they get a drive that goes to half, and then touchdown. And Tigers defense, after 3 great weeks, definitely struggling this week.
So Broomfield set to kick it off from the 40 here, and this time they'll go from the middle hash, and Lusk still out. So Tolliver and Ronan Ward back to receive this one. This one kicked toward Tolliver. Tolliver will take it from the 3. The freshman will bring it out, tries to follow some blockers, waits, and then tried to kind of sneak through a hole, got across the 25 up to the 26-ish, and that is where the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 on their second drive of the half. 4:13, the start time of this drive, and Erie has got to get something going here. Lusk is out. He's the one that went down on the previous punt play, and so Ronan Ward in there for the Tigers. 2 wide to the near side. It's Levine and Meredith. Caden Lettuce singled up top. Kogel, the receiver, here at the bottom of the formation, the H-back. They'll run the counter with Barnett, and Barnett on the designed quarterback keeper counter loses a yard. And right now, Erie getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent of last week's game, but the roles are reversed, and Tigers need a spark.
2nd and 11 here for the Eagles. Or, excuse me, for the Tigers. Barnett checks in with the sideline. Ball spot at the far hash. Ward flanking Barnett. Barnett now asks for the football, gets it. Chest high snap, looking to pass, fires the deep ball. Lettuce just beyond him. That one kind of rode the wind off out of the hand. I thought that was going to drop in there, and that ball just continued to carry down the sideline, and he overshot Caden Lettuce, and so that'll bring up 3rd and 11. And got to find something here, Tigers. Got to find something here on this play.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Tigers run some sort of out route on the near side, just try and get some yards after catch, because it is one-on-one a long ways from anybody. Over here is the Tiger receiver. That is O'Brien.
3rd and 11 for the Tigers. Barnett from the far hash. Eagle fans on their feet. Barnett takes a snap, scans the field, steps up in the pocket, now will pirouette back out, looks downfield again, had Ward open for a moment, just bombs one down toward O'Brien. Ow, he bobbled it and couldn't hold on to it. And the Tigers, at least a couple of them, wanted pass interference call. Don't get it, and a punt team will come out again, and Barnett is down on the back. He's holding his right knee. He is in some serious pain. And if you thought things weren't going well, now you have Blake Barnett down holding the right leg. Oh boy, Tiger fans. Barnett's going to get up and limp off the field.
I think it might be a little bit of a cramp on his ankle area. But man, oh man, the Tigers offense has just not gotten anything going here in the second half.
Well, they've played complimentary football, but in a bad way. Oh man, and now the Tigers, all 3 phases have been a struggle for them. They got a punt block. Defense has been Swiss cheese in the second half, and the offense has been stuck in reverse. Harner will send that one. That's a booming punt with the wind. Caught at the near sideline and out at the 35, and that is where Broomfield will start their drive. Well, 3:08 remaining here in the quarter. It has been all Broomfield in the second half. Tigers had a 10-point lead, erased in the blink of an eye, and now they trail it here in the third quarter, and Broomfield has kind of looked unstoppable here in the quarter. Broomfield now 191 yards on the ground. Derek Hall back there at safety. Let's see if Broomfield attacks that. They're looking kind of toward that. Handoff Francis, and man, Broomfield run blocking. They are just destroying dudes right now. Logan Quinn got absolutely blown up in the run game, and it was a handoff for 5 yards, but that was an easy 5 yards for Francis.
Yeah, and I feel like the Tigers are starting to cheat on the run defense, and Jackson Kogel back out there after laying down. Not exactly sure. I didn't think he was the one that took the shot from LaCrue, but good to see him back out there.
2nd and 5 here for the Tigers. They're scrambling to get set defensively. LaCrue will check the play at the line. Jackson Kogel, as you mentioned, back out there for Erie. LaCrue in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to pass, looking deep, dials one up, trying to hit his receiver, and it was Tolliver back there and Terranova, and he fit it in, and it's down to the 27-yard line. A big pass play for Broomfield.
Yeah, and the Tigers, they changed up their look a little bit, had a 3-man front, and no pressure to the backfield on LaCrue. Throws a great pass, and 2 plays into the drive, Broomfield deep into Erie territory.
34 yards on the play to Gray, and now a 1st and 10 here for Broomfield. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide to the near side. He'll send a man in motion. He fakes. He throws a little out of the backfield. Decent pickup, still on his feet. And right now, Broomfield, they're just being more physical. They are bullying Erie. Every time they have a chance, they run over a Tiger defender like there, and they pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, and Broomfield, if they get a touchdown here, they go up 2 scores nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, and all of a sudden becomes desperation time for the Tigers.
LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got dual wideouts to the top of the formation. Francis here to the near side. LaCrue will send Francis. Blake Barnett is back out there. LaCrue's going to take it himself, runs it up the middle, breaks 2 tackles, walks into the end zone for another Broomfield touchdown. That one of 15 yards. And the Tigers tackling, their ability to plug the holes is poor right now, to say the least. And before the end of the 3rd quarter, they led by 10. Now they trail by 10. This is a carbon copy reverse of last week, only now Erie facing the opposite avalanche.
Yeah,
the question is, can you respond?
Yeah, and back-to-back drives of 4 plays to the end zone for Broomfield. Tigers defense has done absolutely nothing.
Snap, good. Kick up. It hits the upright again, and again it pings in. So an 11-point lead here for Broomfield, 28-17, with 1:33 remaining to go here in the 3rd quarter. And your Erie, the question is, well, we saw Blake back out there defensively, so we'll assume that he goes back out there on offense. But you've run a lot of those running plays that worked in the 1st half, and you just haven't gotten anything. And if you're Erie, you have Ronan Ward out there. Almost time to just do something a little different. Trick play, something to get him a spark.
Yeah, they have had 2 3-and-outs in this half. And Broomfield has done a great job making changes in the locker room like Erie did last week. But now, if the Tigers want to win this game, they have to make changes on the fly.
So here goes the kickoff for Broomfield. This one high. Tolliver's going to have to come up. He catches it at the sideline at the 20. Actually, the official says that went out before he caught it. So that will move the football up into a little better spot there for Erie. And they will start with the football, I believe, at the 35. So minute 31 remaining on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers now trail it by 10. And Erie actually is going to ask Broomfield to re-kick. So Broomfield will now kick off from their own 35. And they've already been kicking them short. if you're Erie, Broomfield has all the momentum. Just watch out for the return. I mean, the onside. I know the Eagles are backed up, but I guess that would be a Scott Frost move, so never mind.
Kickoff moves back 5 yards, by the way.
Yeah, you just send it deep. Yeah, kickoff only move 5 yards back. And this one is a squib that's picked up by Keaton Strange. He had room, but he fell on the football, wanted to secure it. And so it amounted to taking 5 yards anyways, because the Tigers will now have it at the 27.
Yeah, and if you're Erie, you need to pick up a first down. You cannot go 3 and out for the third straight drive in the second half.
No. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They have got to get on the board, at least re-seize some of the momentum that's just going against them right now. 1st and 10, 4 wide now, so a little bit different look here for the Tigers. Lusk out there, by the way. Curl route to Sweeney. Catches it, trying to move up to the near side. Had one man to beat. That was a heck of an open field tackle that time for the Eagles. That was Juarez out in open field, but a nice little catch and a little bit of a run after the catch. Pickup of 11 yards.
Yeah, and as I said, the Tigers pick up a first down, and I think they need to just work on that outside short game in the pass because Broomfield has given them 5 or 6 yards per pass play.
1st and 10 now here for Erie. Barnett again checking in with the sideline. Ball spotted near hash. Barnett takes the snap. He's going to run Reed. Puts it in the belly of Lusk. Lusk breaks a tackle now. Gets it to the outside across the 50. Lusk following blockers across the 40, the 30. Into Broomfield territory. Slung out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Big pickup there for the Tigers. Oh, boy, did they ever need that one. A 41-yard pickup there for Gavin Lusk. Longest run of the day for him and the Tigers.
Yeah, and his first run after going out for a little bit with injury is a big one, and the Tigers back near to the red zone.
49 seconds left here in the third quarter. Tigers trying to engineer a drive here. First down of the half for them. Second first down. I forgot Sweeney had that one already on this drive. Barnett in the shotgun, takes the snap, keeps it himself, out along the edge, trying to get through a hole, breaks a tackle, now spins out of another tackle, twists his way down to the 5-yard line. That's where he's finally brought down, and a decent pickup there for Barnett, 16 yards.
Yeah, and after Tigers went 3 and out on the first 2 drives, they have come alive real quick. 3 quick plays and inside the 5-yard line.
32 seconds left here in the quarter. Tigers have it 1st and goal from the 5. Time running down here in the quarter, 22 seconds. It's Ward next to Barnett. Barnett gets the snap, gives it to Ward, left side, stops, nowhere to go, curls back, and he's dropped for 2 yards. That was shooting the gap in every which way was Broomfield, and they stop Ward for a 2-yard loss, and that will be the last play of the third quarter. So the Tigers will head to the fourth quarter. They trail it by 11, but they're knocking on the door. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Kicking off the season celebrating 35 years of serving our local community. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a do-it-yourself project. At Budget Home Supply, we value a more personal relationship with our customers. Hey, Ernest.
Hey, Vern.
Whether you have a project in your kitchen or bathroom, a new outside deck, or just some general home improvements, indoors or out, come on down to Budget Home Supply.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Jeannie Hulse in Erie today. Welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. Start of quarter number 4. Tigers trail at 28-17 here in Broomfield. They have it 2nd and goal on the 7. Barnett in the shotgun. He's got single coverage down to the near side. He'll send Ward in motion. He runs the option play to the right, and that was well defended by Broomfield. They ran the option to the boundary on the short side of the field. Tigers do that way too much, I think, and they only get a yard.
Yeah, and I feel like Blake needs to be a little bit more aware of the single coverage. Levine was a good 20, 30 yards away from anybody else other than his one receiver. And instead, Tigers run the option to the near side and maybe even lose a yard.
3rd and goal for the Tigers from the 7. Yeah, no gain on that run by Barnett. Lusk, the running back. Barnett takes the snap, pumps, getting chased from behind, throws it end zone, caught by Donovan O'Brien for a touchdown. That's his first career touchdown. I think that was Donovan O'Brien. We'll call it Donnie touchdowns with a catch.
Yeah, and that's a huge response by the Tigers. They're only down 5 now. And you get a stop on defense, you get the ball back, you get a chance to take the lead. And looks like Tigers want to go for 2 here, make this a 3-point game.
So 11:09 remaining here in the quarter. Donovan O'Brien, his first career touchdown, the sophomore. And it was his golf coach that taught him everything he knows about football. So Tigers going for 2 here. They'll ask to be the ball put on the near hash. There's 5 wide, trips to the right, dual receiver to the left. Barnett is going to drop back to pass, and then penalty flags rain in and a false start called. And now if you're Erie, do you still go for 2 here?
I don't think it makes any difference either way. If you get 2, it's a 3-point game. You don't make it, it's a 5-point game. You kick your field goal, it's a 4-point game. I think you should go for 2 anyways.
Counterpoint. You take the extra point, it's a 4-point game. You hold Broomfield to a field goal, it's a 7-point game. That's the counterpoint there. The question is, can you even hold Broomfield to a field goal? It doesn't feel like that right now. They will go for 2, but this time it's from the 7-yard line. Barnett will send Ward in motion to the far side. They'll roll the pocket right side. Barnett scanning, fires the out. It's caught by Meredith. He rifled that one in there, and Barnett executes the 2-pointer to Meredith. And Barnett's knee looks fine. He was sprinting down the sideline, wheeled his arm around, and the Tigers back to within 3. By the way, Loveland now beating Palmer Ridge on the road in the 4th quarter, 10-7. Pine Creek getting rolled up on. That's sad for me because, hey, it means Cherry Creek goes back to the state championship, and that's my alma mater. Come on, Eagles. 11:09.
Wasn't Pine Creek 4A last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Second year in 5A, Pine Creek Eagles. Tigers, though, bring it back. That was a must touchdown drive. That is something Ponderosa could not do last week, and so already the Tigers at least trying to change the script a little bit, making this a 3-point game. The question is, what adjustments can you make defensively? Because you got to make them fast, because right now Broomfield is popping you in the mouth on runs every single play. The only thing you wonder is the Broomfield O-lineman, one of their O-linemen is out. He is on crutches, that big 310-pound freshman.
I never like to see that. And Broomfield, they just need to keep doing what they've been doing in this half.
So Harner will send this one deep into the wind. This is going to bounce and roll out of bounds. So kick out of bounds here. 11:09 remaining. And to be honest, this is some of the worst field position that Broomfield has had all day, even with the kick out of bounds.
Yeah, Broomfield, first drive of the half was that 13-play mammoth of a drive where they had that 4th and 10 conversion. And then 2 drives in a row, 4 plays. The Tigers have to limit the long play.
1st and 10 for Broomfield. Erie fans back into this one. They've at least recaptured a little bit of momentum. 1 wide receiver, otherwise I think Broomfield might line up and say, try and stop us. LaCrue gives it to the inside man, and the Tigers do get a stop in the backfield. That ball might have hit the turf, and it's actually labeled an incomplete pass because LaCrue tossed it forward. The intended pass catcher, Juarez, couldn't hold on to it. That is it was a shovel pass is what it was, but it fell on the turf.
Yeah, and a new play from Broomfield. Instead of pitching it to the outside, they pitch it back into the pocket, and they were lucky.
2nd and 10 here for the Eagles. LaCrue with 4 wide in the formation this time. Takes, runs the draw, weaves through traffic, gets cut down by Derek Hall and Braylon Tolliver coming up from his safety spot, but he still wasn't touched till about 5 yards down the field and picks up 7. LaCrue now has 95 yards on the ground. 3rd and 3 here for Broomfield. They got to get to the 45. Tiger front has got to get some penetration here. Eagles will motion. They have a heavy set to the near side. LaCrue will take it himself, and the Tigers stop LaCrue right, and no, he got a great spot up to the 46. I thought he was kind of bottled up right at the 45. I think he would have had it anyway, but only picked up 4 yards there and a first down. Better job, though, at least gunking up the middle where the Tigers D lineman. 10:06 remaining here. Tigers still trail it by 3. I was saying to Dylan off air, I would not go to the air once if I'm Broomfield. Tigers have not shown the ability to stop the run. Handoff Francis, big hole there, and a nice tackle by Tolliver. Got his helmet on the football, and an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, and the Tigers, they may want to show a little bit more presence in the box to at least try and get something done on the ground. And Broomfield, other than maybe one play, all of their plays have been 4 in the backfield with 1 lone receiver.
LaCrue in the shotgun. Again, it's a tight set. Ball spotted at the near hash in Tiger territory. 2nd and 2. After the 8-yard pickup, LaCrue will get the snap. Looks, they're going to the air. LaCrue's going to fire the fade route. Good coverage by Garcia, and that was well overthrown. And I guess on 2nd and short, you think, okay, let's take a deep shot. Man, Garcia's been really doing a good job on single coverage on the sideline, and that's what they're trying to attack is single coverage on Garcia. That does bring up a 3rd and short. And shoot, if you are running it the way you're running, I guess why not take a shot? But in my mind, you keep the clock running and you keep just churning through Erie like you've been doing. 3rd and short, LaCrue in the shotgun. He'll send a man in motion. He takes himself right up the middle into the arms of Gilmore, and he just powered through him. Gilmore had his arms around him, and then LaCrue just ran through him, picked up 3 yards.
Yeah, first time in maybe this entire game the Tigers have gotten anybody to the backfield, but LaCrue, that shows right there why he's a D1 commit.
1st and 10 for Broomfield. Engineering another good drive. Tigers have not been able to force a punt, I believe, this game. LaCrue in the shotgun. Takes the snap. The shovel pass forward, that was well blocked. And weaving through traffic, getting 10 yards and then some up to the 30, a 13-yard pickup on the pass play was the intended target. I think that was Mason Smiley, was it? No, that was actually Anthony Juarez. I said 13 because it was the gain, but it was number 4 that had it. So 1st and 10 for Broomfield again. D-line has to figure out something here. They'll run a man in motion. LaCrue will keep it himself out along the edge. And there's a clear and obvious hold, and LaCrue gets wiped out of bounds. And that's going to be a personal foul. So we're going to have offsetting penalties here. I think Blake Barnett hit LaCrue into the field goal net, probably 7 yards out of bounds. So there's going to be, and that's unfortunate because it would have been 1st and 20. Come on, Tigers. Hold your water here. I actually think what might happen is they'll call that after the play, and so the penalty will get enforced both ways. So that'll probably be a net positive of 5 yards for Broomfield. And the referee mic is no longer working. Late hit out of bounds was the call. So they'll mark Broomfield back 10 yards. And actually, it was only a 9-yard penalty because it was 1 yard downfield. And then they'll mark 15 back the other way. So it'll be 1st and 4 for Broomfield.
Yeah, and Broomfield has definitely benefited on most of the calls today. Tigers maybe have 1 or 2 calls going their way. And, well, I think that's just a showcase of the Tigers. They just haven't clicked on either side of the ball today.
1st and 4 now for Broomfield. You can go into all your bag of plays here on 1st and 4. LaCrue takes it, runs power to the right side, and another hold call. Actually, that could have, I don't know, there was a Broomfield player. There were 2 flags thrown in the middle of the wash there defensively as LaCrue ran it to the near side, and I think he's pointing toward Erie. That might have been a little cut block on Erie, and it is. And gosh. You're facing a team that's running a ton of power counter plays, and you're the one getting called for a cut block. That is unique, to say the least. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 11. 7:44 left. Well, if you're Erie, have to come up with a big play here. There's still plenty of time, but you don't want to go down 2 scores. LaCrue in the shotgun. Takes it, runs it to the right side, and he will run over Noah Garcia. His stiff arm has been lethal today. I mean, he has put his hand in the face of defenders and dropped them. And at what point is that illegal, hands to the face? That's my question. Now I'm starting to sound like a homer. Shape it up, Mr. Bird. So 2nd and 4 from the 5. LaCrue in the shotgun again. Tigers crowd the line. LaCrue's going to keep it himself, and he just drags. Oh, he fumbled the football. They'll say he was down before he fumbled. So the official says he was down inside the 1, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 10. That ball did pop straight up, so I think that was ultimately a good call. LaCrue was reaching, and he hit the ground, and that ball popped straight up. 7:28 left to go here in the quarter. Now it's 1st and goal from the half-yard line. LaCrue taking his time. He wants to use every second of this play clock. He's staring directly at the back judge. 5 seconds in the play clock. Now LaCrue. He's going to run it himself, and he easily walks in for a touchdown, and that D-line has not been able to hold up. So with 6:57 remaining here in quarter number 4, Broomfield will go up by 2 scores again, and that was a long drive, 11 plays, 65 yards for Broomfield. Every play was a run play, save for 1.
And that one play was basically a run.
Yeah, and the Eries are just getting bullied up front, and Broomfield's going to go for 2 here to make it a 10-point game, or an 11-point game, I guess. Pitch to the near side, and why not? That's been wide open, and it's an 11-point game, and that makes it a little harder for Erie. Gotta like the call there from Blair Hubbard. He says, you know what, Erie can't stop us. Let's just keep going. And now there's a penalty. I think this might be on Broomfield after the play, an unsportsmanlike. Officials talking it over. Let's see if we can. So it was an unsportsmanlike conduct there on Broomfield, and this will be enforced on the kickoff. So 6:57 in the game. Tigers down 2 scores. Similar spot about a year ago against Montrose. You're down a couple scores with about this much time left. The Tigers were able to drive down the field. Drive down the field and score. They got an onside kick. They scored again with, about a minute 15 left, and then they were able to force a fumble, and they won the game. It was Ryan McConnell punching it out, and the Tigers punched their ticket to the state championship. If they want to win this year, they're going to have to score and get the ball back. And at this point, I almost think just onside it because you can't stop them. There's the kick, a low one, plenty of room for return. It'll be Tolliver from his own 25, up the right side, sneaks through a hole, still on his feet, and trying to force his way toward midfield. Good return as he crossed the 40, 45, and then got finally yanked down at the 47-yard line. And that is where the Tigers will take over. So excellent field position there for Erie.
And if you're the Tigers, you got to strike quick. Time is running low in this game, 6:49 remaining. You have pretty good field position. If I was Barnett, I would look for something maybe middle over the top.
Barnett tries to fire the quick slant, has Meredith, catches on the run across the 40, cuts it back to the outside and just gets slung down to the turf inside the 25, and a nice little slant pass. A catch and run for Cave of big yardage from the 47 all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and as I said, that middle part of the field is open for the Tigers, and that's a big play by Meredith. And if you punch it in here, only like 30 seconds have run off the clock.
So Barnett in the shotgun takes a snap on 1st and 10, pumps, looking deep, has a couple men, lobs it up. Lettuce has it in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And in 2 plays, the Tigers strike right back on 2 big pass plays by Blake Barnett.
Yep, and all of a sudden becomes a 1-score game less than a minute after Broomfield scores. And if you're the Tigers defense, you gotta step up. You gotta force a fumble. You gotta 3-and-out, force a punt. Even a field goal at this point, and then your team has a chance to get back in the game.
Man, the Tigers have a flair for the dramatic. For Caden Lettuce, that's his first catch of the game. The kick is up, and it is good. With 6:15 remaining in the 4th quarter, the Tigers trail it by 4, 36-32. Interesting that they decided to kick the extra point and not go for 2 here to make it a 3-point game. But if you're Erie, I mean, at this point, you got to get a stop and score. A touchdown.
Yeah, and, I mean, the Tigers' defense has just not been up to what it has been in these playoffs. I mean, Ponderosa, they definitely threw the ball a lot, but that was through the air. Broomfield only has a couple yards through the air in this game. 95, but a lot of attempts for not a lot of yards. But the run defense has just not had any penetration to the backfield, not had any anything happening, really. The 2 Tiger stops have been a blocked field goal and a fumble, but then the Tigers 2 punts, and that's why Broomfield leads it.
Now this kick is sent deep. Broomfield had to go back and now sitting down. And the Tigers cover it well, but, you know, this is almost why you take the risk of kicking it deep, but you haven't been able to stop the run at all. So you give them 84 yards or so. By the way, it is still 10-7, Loveland leading Palmer Ridge. So 1st and 10, LaCrue and company. Tigers, you can see the run fit. That's why they've been run over the right side every time. And that time the Tigers actually do get back there and at least get a decent stop. Joey Watts, a stop after a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play there from Francis.
Yeah, and that's a little sign of maybe things to come if the Tigers can just get low yardage gains from Broomfield.
So 2nd and 8 here for the Eagles. Ball spotted at the near hash. LaCrue in the shotgun. He's got a tight formation, scans the defense. Tigers still only playing with 7 in the box. That's what is kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Now LaCrue will take it himself, and there's that soft spot that he has had over and over, and LaCrue just continues to power his way. Tigers trying to strip the football, and meanwhile he's carrying 4 Tigers on his back for a 1st down and 10 yards.
Yeah, and LaCrue has been a lot of Broomfield's offense. He has 95 in the air, 118 on the ground, and he has been the clutch player that Broomfield has needed in this game.
1st and 10 for Broomfield, 5:08. That's the only number that feels like it matters. Erie gets 1 stop. They get the ball back with a chance to win it, but they got to get that stop. LaCrue in the shotgun. Waiting for that clock to run down. 2 seconds. They'll motion, and they're going to have to burn a timeout to save it from being a penalty. The official is ready to reach for his flag. 4:45 left. And so they will go back to the sideline here. And here's the best way I can describe it. The Tigers are kind of bunched up in the, basically in the playing a 3 technique, but kind of on the inside shoulder, that left end. And they are just running outside of Joey Watts or whoever's occupying that every single play. And the Tigers have not adjusted for that. And at some point, just run blitz that gap. Try and blow it up. 1st and 10. What do I know? I'm a golf coach. I'm just wanting so bad for the Tigers to find a way. Get back to Mile High. Can they do it, or will Broomfield beat him for the 2nd time this year? 4:45 left. 1st and 10, Broomfield. Now out of the timeout. LaCrue lines up in the shotgun, takes it, runs it, tracked down from behind, but man, Cole is a powerful, powerful kid as he barrels his way forward for 4 yards.
Yeah, and the clock becoming a factor. After that play, it's going to run under 4 minutes. And Broomfield picks up a couple more 1st downs. The clock's just going to run out.
And that's why I said you kicked it deep, but the risk is you haven't stopped the run. Broomfield could drive it all the way down the field. So 2nd and 5, man, a good, really 2nd and 4, almost a 6-yard pickup for Cole on 1st down. LaCrue in the shotgun, waiting for the official to have his count all the way down. Now snaps it, hands it off to Francis up the middle, gets spun down. I think he's got a 1st. He is right near the line to gain, and with 3:55 left, now the Tigers are going to have to start using their timeouts. They're going to put Logan Gilmore in. They're going to put some bodies in there on the 1st down, and I don't know what you're holding your hands up for there.
I thought that the spot is short of where the sticks were.
I actually think you wanted a 1st down there if you're Erie, because I don't think you're stopping 3rd and 1. You got to get a stop, back-to-back plays on 1st and 2nd. So 1st and 10, ball at the 39. LaCrue will run it up the gut, bounces off a defender. Barnett desperately trying to punch the ball out, but LaCrue gains another 7 yards. that whistle did come late. The ball eventually popped out. Broomfield fans want like an unsportsmanlike or something, and now a Broomfield Eagle offensive lineman is down. That's their second one. And if you're Broomfield, you don't want to lose 2 offensive linemen heading into the state championship game. That would be, especially if it ends up, well, really, both Palmer Ridge and Loveland are physical teams, but I'll tell you what, we watched that Loveland team. They are also a physical team. That might be a low-scoring affair next weekend if it is not the Tigers. Man, second, and it's only about 3 or 4. And by the way, that one went final. Loveland is going to the state championship game. They win it in Monument over Palmer Ridge 10-7. So second and pretty short here, and they are really working on the right leg of the Broomfield offensive lineman. I almost think if you're Coach Geiger, maybe you deploy Blake like a Troy Polamalu type at this point and say, use your instincts and you do whatever you want. If you want to blitz, blitz. If you feel a pass is coming and drop back into coverage, do that. And this has taken a real long time, and finally help to his feet is big number 50, Landon Davidson, and now he's back down. And he was getting up, and then he popped right back down to the turf, and he's holding his helmet. And I don't know if it, I mean, the way they're moving his leg, this kind of looks like an ankle injury. And now finally helping him to his feet. They've got some beef on that line. 288 for Davidson. We already talked about the 315-pounder that's out of the game. Well, if you're Erie, you got to seize this moment. Asking the Tiger crowd to get loud. You haven't burned a timeout yet, to my knowledge. 3:07 remaining on the clock. Second and a long 3. LaCrue in the shotgun.
Tigers have only Blake at safety.
So trying to put another body into the box. Logan Quinn in there. LaCrue will take it, steps through an arm tackle, drives the feet forward, and has a first down across midfield to the 49. Tick, 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 and now Erie will burn a timeout. So 2:43 left. If you're Broomfield, a first down probably wins the game. And what do you do if you're Coach Geiger? You're just seeing your front get run through a meat grinder. But this has kind of been the MO all year for the Tigers. They have really struggled against powerful football teams stopping the run. You think back even to that Longmont game. Longmont is not a team that is an explosive offense, but what they did to Erie that night was they made that game way closer than it should have been, and they had 2 plays the entire night that went for a loss, and one was a snap over the head of the quarterback. And you look here at what Broomfield has done. They have 1 negative play and 1 play for 0 yards on the ground.
Yeah, and that's just goes to show props to the line for Broomfield. They just have so many bodies there, and Erie just hasn't found an answer. Just that simple.
So 1st and 10, LaCrue in the shotgun. Tigers really crowding the line of scrimmage. Have to sell out here. LaCrue's going to run it. Runs into a wall, and that's the best play that Erie has done defensively all half. No gain on the play for LaCrue.
Yeah, and if you're Broomfield, you maybe run one more run play. If you get dropped for a loss, Erie's cheating. Take a shot maybe. I mean, you're up 4. The clock would be down to about 2:30 at that point. Erie would be out of timeouts. if you get the shot and it works, it's the game. If you pick up a first down, it's probably over. There is a lot of ways that Broomfield is going to come away with it, could come away with this game, excuse me.
So 2nd and 10 at the Erie 49 as they're sorting things out here in the timeout. What has been a beautiful day for playoff football. The winner of this game will get Loveland next week at Mile High. The Erie community packed the other side of the field, encircling the field. There's not enough stands to contain them. Broomfield has packed their sideline. 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles. Tigers again crowding the line of scrimmage, and again they have to be good here defensively in the run stopping. Almost got a false start. Tigers wanted it. They didn't get it. It was kind of a check with me as there's the motion now. And it looks like Eagles might run heavy left here. They'll motion that man. They'll pitch it out to him. Caught inside was Hall. Now Barnett will track him down, and there is a flag, and they're going to call a hold call on Broomfield. So this will stop the clock, and that's thrown behind the line. The entire Erie sideline was incredulous that that was a hold, and that will make it 2nd and 20. And all of a sudden, there's a little opening of hope for the Erie fans.
Yeah, and that flag came from the official on the 30-yard line between the hashes. He threw that all of 20 yards. That was a nice throw. And I thought for a second that hold wasn't going to get called, and that would have just been another instance of the call not going the Tigers' way in this game. But,
by the way, they called a sideline warning on Erie, but a hold on Broomfield. So there's no penalty yardage there on Erie, but a sideline warning. So 2nd and 21. Man, 2nd and 20, actually. That was huge. .230 remaining here in the game. 2nd and 20, LaCrue in the shotgun. One single high safety for the Tigers. That's Barnett. LaCrue's going to throw the swing pass to the near side. Good cut up the field, and they get decent yardage up to the 50. That'll make it 3rd and 11, and the Tigers are going to use their last timeout with 2:21 left. And so on 3rd and 11, you know, to me, you can't even give up 5 yards here. You got to get a stop because you don't want Broomfield, I think, to even think about going for it on 4th down. I think you want the ball in your offense's hands in any way possible. And that was a good pickup. The Tigers could have honestly stopped that for a shorter gain, and they weren't able to clean that up. That was good, tough running out of the backfield by Anthony Gray. That was a little bit of a risk there from Broomfield. That was a swing pass play. Had that been dropped, that would have been a stop of clock. So here we go. 3rd and 11, 2:23 remaining in the quarter. Broomfield will come out 4 wide. Tigers playing in a pass defense formation here. This is the game. They'll send a man in motion. LaCrue back to pass, looking, scanning, has all day. He's going to be sacked back at the 40. What a huge sack for the Tigers. Shooting back there and getting LaCrue is Brody Smith. And the clock will run down here under 2 minutes, but on 4th and now about 17, the Tigers are going to get the ball back. Oh, my goodness.
And the Tiger defense makes a stop when it matters the most. And if you're Broomfield, if you do punt this, you have to punt this.
You have to.
You have to 42. No way you give Barnett that sort of a field. But giving the ball back to Barnett with a minute and a half left in this game, and I think the wind is going to be at Barnett's back on this drive. It's maybe flipped a little bit. What is going on in this game?
The Erie players being called over to the sideline here. By the way, the ball spotted at the Broomfield 42. To get a first down, they'd have to get to the Erie 39. I think Erie wants to discuss, like, hey, we can't give up any type of fake. Can the Tigers pull this off in back-to-back years? Can they do it? 1:36 on the clock. That's when Broomfield called their timeout. Can they find a way to do it 2 years in a row? Now, if you're Broomfield, you lead by 4. If Erie were to score, you're only down a field goal.
And that blocked field goal, all of a sudden,
looms large. Barnett is the return man here for the Tigers. Tigers showing like they're going to send the house. I wouldn't. I would just let it go to Erie. They do send the house. And it's blocked. It is blocked to the near sideline. And the Tigers will have the football on the Broomfield 45-yard line. So they get back there. I couldn't tell who got their hand on it. I think it was Derek Hall who got a hand on it. And with 1:29 left, the Tigers will have it 1st and 10 in Broomfield territory. And now the Broomfield fans, they're getting loud.
What is going on in this game?
Utter chaos. It's not anarchy. It's just high school football. 1st and 10 here for the Tigers. Barnett in the shotgun. Tigers trail it by 4. Can they complete another marvelous comeback in a semifinal? 4 wide in the formation. Barnett takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. Oh, he gets stopped at the line. Now he throws it out of bounds. That might be intentional grounding. They're actually going to locate a receiver. No, they'll say he was down in the grasp, and now they run the clock. 1:21. So Barnett loses about 4 yards. That was an unbelievable play by the Broomfield defender. He got his hooks in on Barnett. 1:12. There's still plenty of time. No timeouts, but it stops with a first down if you're the Tigers. It's not as much about the clock as it is about executing this next play. 1:03 remaining. Barnett in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks downfield. He pumps, now fires a deep ball, has lettuce. It's caught for a first down inside the 15-yard line, down to the 10. Caden Lettuce coming away with a huge catch. 53 seconds left on the clock, and the Tigers will have it 1st and goal. No, 1st and 10 from the 11 is where they mark him down. Oh my goodness, can you believe this? Now Barnett in the shotgun. He takes the snap, fires the quick out. Meredith has it at the 10, sprinting toward the 5, still on his feet, breaks the tackle, dives to the 1-yard line, and they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 1 or 2. And the clock's still running here. It's running. 30 seconds left, 26 seconds left. The Tigers have to go. They have to go. 20 seconds left. Tigers running onto the field, and now the official is calling it's a Broomfield timeout.
Why would Broomfield take a timeout?
Left. If you're Broomfield, you took a timeout in chaos. You also wanted to reserve some time. They might put a little more time back on this one. Oh, my goodness. This game is absolutely bonkers. Holy cow.
Yeah, and the Tigers didn't realize the clock was running because they put 4 seconds on the clock, up to 22 seconds. Tigers didn't realize the clock was running because the far side official, the line judge, had his arm up instead of the circle motion, and tons of time burned off the clock. Broomfield, I don't know why they took a timeout. It was utter chaos. On the far side, substitutions coming in and out for the Tigers. If Broomfield hadn't taken a timeout, Tigers all of a sudden would have been like 15 seconds.
2nd and 1 from the 2 for Erie. If you're Erie, you got to think twice about running it because the clock not your friend. But you also have Blake Barnett. He's a powerful athlete as well. Blake goes under center. He's going to sneak it left side. Pinballs his way down inside. He's at the goal line. They're going to say he fumbled. He fumbled. Did the officials say he fumbled? They do. They say he fumbled, and Broomfield recovers on the 1, and they're going to win it with 13 seconds left. Blake Barnett slamming his helmet on the turf. Coaches are out on the field screaming, somebody, what is going on? Oh, was it injustice? Was it the right call? I don't know. The officials now talking this one over as Barnett was incredulous. They say he fumbled, and They gave the ball to Broomfield. Flags flying down. That's not a way to end the football game. You have to be kidding me. The Tigers' season will end on the 1 yard line. Coach Geiger is out at midfield trying to get an answer from the officials here. Barnett slammed his helmet. Mr. Carpenter is out on the field, mostly trying to hold people back. 13 seconds left. You might see mutiny from the Erie fans here.
And what a way to end this game. I thought Barnett was in the end zone, and he fumbles the ball away, and what a heartbreaking way to end the season.
In your life, have you ever seen a more, this is Rams-Titans Super Bowl, ending at the 1 yard line? Every official talking things over. There will be a film study after this for sure. Erie fans are stunned. Blake trying to reach for the goal line, and they'll say it was punched out. And they gave 2 personal foul calls, so this one comes out to the 30. Doesn't matter how much you're upset, Tiger fans. It's going to end in heartbreak, and Broomfield's going to go to the state championship. That is a bitter pill to swallow. We're going to watch this on film all week. That could have been, I don't know, but it just feels like a huge call to end the game. Like the motion, if he truly reached, that ball was recovered in the end zone, or at the 1 rather. And Broomfield survives a shocker. Tiger fans, I'm so sorry. Hope I didn't shame the referees. I don't know the true call. It could have been good. Either way, this is the most heartbreaking way to end the season that you could conceive. You have a chance to win it from the 1 yard line, and it is just, it's heartbreaking. I can't write a script that hurts more than this.
And, man, I mean, I don't know anything to say that would make this better. Cola Crew, hope you win it. But that is a crazy way to end any football game, but for it to be a semifinal game.
Unreal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unreal. We'll take a look at that at some point this week. Well, it'll be debated, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I've never in the history of my lifetime seen a game protest, even if film shows that was incorrect. So, Tigers' season's over. It's over. Going through the 5 stages of grief live on air here, Dylan.
Yep, something like that.
We were angry, we were bargaining, we were in denial. I don't know how many are left, but oh, Tiger fans, what a heartbreaking way to end. You had a chance to go back to the state championship with the ball on the 2 yard line. You only had to get a yard for a first down, and Blake, I think, would have had it. That was a risky call anyways because Tigers, I don't think, would have run another play.
Yeah.
There were 22 seconds when the ball was snapped. You have massive humanity. I would have liked to see maybe something out on the edge, a run option pass.
Yeah, that was a moment where you run like a 2-point conversion. You have the Tigers' bread and butter on 2-point conversion is they have 3 receivers to the far side, and the inside slot receiver runs an out, and Blake throws it there, and that has worked consistently all season. But I appreciate the call from Coach Geiger, letting Blake go for it all, and heartbreak.
Heartbreak for sure. If you're a Tiger player, how do you handle this? Well, if you're a senior, unfortunately, this is the last time you're stepping on a football field. If you are a junior or sophomore or freshman, go to the weight room. Go to the weight room. Jace Onstead, Kyle Ladley, Luke Furman, Caden Lettuce, Evan Rierick, Logan Quinn, Brendan Young, Brody Smith, Trey Kana, Jace Onstead, Avery Larson, Lucas Booth, Connor Hill, Oliver Smiley, Julian Garcia, Caleb Harner, Grant Hakimi, one of our own from the Erie Tiger Network, Jackson Clancy, Armin Shirtazan, Noah Conley, Kevin Casasola, Elijah Tolliver, Jacob Riley, Maddox Nichols, Christian Shattuck, Alex Collard, Logan Gilmore, Joey Watts, and Derek Hall. That is your class of 2023 who just played their last football game. We are still stunned up here in the broadcast booth as that's an ending that I'll never forget. I lost my mind for sure. Trying to cool back down. We're still shaking our heads. Here's the truth. Neither of us actually saw what happened. That happened. We're located actually on the opposite side of the 50-yard line at the 40, so we're looking 60 yards down plus up in the press box. We didn't have a good view, so it's probably not fair that we reacted the way that we did. We do want to make that clear. Some people already on the stream saying that they were here and they saw it. Maybe that's true, folks. I don't know. We'll have to look at the film. Either way, the Tiger season ends today, and we're up here. This is a therapy sesh.
Yeah, live. All I saw was the blue sack fly out of the far side official's pocket, and then Broomfield, they found the ball in the mass of humanity, and props to them for finding. I mean, this was at the end of the day, this was an incredible game.
Man, the Tigers have played in some incredible games the last couple years. You think to the semifinal against Montrose, you have a fumble that goes your way. It also ends in a fumble, but this time it goes the other way. The final score in this one, 36-32. That is going to be our final broadcast of the fall season. We will have basketball, swimming, and wrestling coming up on the ETN after the Thanksgiving break. But that will do it for us here. Thank you for being with us, fans. Thank you for supporting us all season long. Be sure to hug one of those seniors. They're going to need it from you here the rest of this week. Special thanks to Chad, who joined us. He was out here producing our game, and Dylan for being our go-to color guy all season long. For everyone across the Erie Tiger Network, I'm Brandon Bird. I appreciate you. And until next time, Tiger fans, I'll